Twitter.
Ah, got it.
Because
Tweet.
why not? You know, sometimes some folks see my Twitter posts.
Yeah,
What if we just want to be funky fresh?
Also, I just
all
realized.
2 of them. all
Eh?
2 people see my posts, you know.
And then they're like, whoa!
Nah, I have a
But
Twitter
They make that noise.
I just make a reason. I just get a reason to use it, so I linked it to my Streamlabs. Cause why not?
I just realized that Mortarin's second highest stat is actually dexterity.
Hooray! As it should be, because you have no armor.
True. Plus he's an elf, so he got the +2 from race. So
You may as well dodge.
might
You
as
can't
well
dodge. If you can't dodge, you'll be a Ford.
I hate you, boss. Happy birthday.
Dang.
Yeah, special happy
terrible.
birthday to you. Anywho, before we get this underway, recap, because it has been a minute, because unfortunately last week I
That was forever ago.
Last week I was so fucking tired and miserable because of how messed up I screwed up my back, I guess, and it made being a person very difficult for that weekend.
What even are people?
I don't know. I forgot how to be
Abominations,
one
don't
for
interact with them.
an entirety of 36 hours at least. And I existed as pain instead. You know. So I know in your RimWorld playthrough, Luke, you're meeting my friends since they're the friends of pain.
The Friends of Pain. They're not
God damn it.
the pirates named Friends of Pain.
Yeah, those are my friends. Please treat them nicely.
Actually, the dude with the hangover, I tucked him in bed, so he's fine.
Oh, okay. Well, at least he's okay. Anyways, let's go back to the campaign. So, recap. Actually, come to think of it, you also missed out last session, boss.
Yeah, unfortunately, I wanted to go home, but I was disallowed. So
It's fine. A bit bummed that you missed out, because it was
I would've loved
sort
it,
of
but-
built. It was sort of built for you, but also at the same time, the party was able to manage for the most part.
which is
You're
good.
welcome.
Through the most unorthodox of means, and I say this the most sincere way. I honestly had no anticipations
You're
for you to
welcome.
wield that fucking sword. But,
Thankfully, it worked out.
yeah. So the party, after saying their goodbyes to Lady Yvonne and ensuring everything was packed away, began their travel back to Valvadiri to return the sword. Not really bring the sword to the Archmage's Tower. And, oh, that's what I was forgetting, the maps. Well, before I unveil the starting stream thing, I'll do that. No. Okay. Give me 2 seconds. I knew I forgot something. Oh well.
But you forget?
Well, for one, we have, I mean, I always put up the map, but I now have a new thing for both you guys and the stream. I mean, I showed it to you the other night, but for the stream, officially for the stream, I will share this in 2 seconds, as soon as it lets me. Yes. Excellent! Alright, let us begin. Where is it?
Let us
Ta-da!
begin.
So, I have now added to the campaign a nice little visualization. Not quite a true map, but a map of Valvadiri, more or less, with a few of its important, or fairly important parts of the city noted. So, we'll get to that in a second. But in any case, yeah, so you guys were headed back to Valvadiri, and you unfortunately had a run-in with an airship from Brosnov that chased after you for a while and then landed on the road in front of you, blocking your path. Upon the airship, you noticed your assassin friend, who you guys fought in Lady Yvonne's home, who was also after the sword, as well as a few other folks You met with indirectly, you met with Captain Gilbud, or as Roland endearingly called him, Cheesebeard.
Old Cheesebeard.
For the man had a very golden and very angular beard, almost like a cut of cheese, you know.
It's really poetic.
The other man you met was a rather short half-elf, donning in rather traditional robe attire and bearing 2 katanas, who went by the name of Jin. They were a gang of mercenaries, so to speak. Jin came forward and challenged you guys to a one-on-one duel for the sword, and first one to go down would lose the sword, and the last man standing would of course keep it. And that was that. Among other options, but that was the option you guys went with. So Lamine rose to the challenge and put up a good fight with Jin, but was ultimately defeated, as the man pretty much backed his claim of only ever having lost once. And yeah.
For now.
Mordorin, however, had a plan B. One that even I, the DM, didn't really fully anticipate, because, you know, who would use an ancient deadly super weapon?
This fucker.
Desperation.
Utter desperation.
Yeah, it definitely was a rather grim moment. Well played, but holy shit, guys. Mordorin informed Poverty that the weapon that they were carrying, the rapier, Star Silver, was a weapon of amazing power, and handed it to the tiefling, and then told her to basically go and fight the airship as soon as things went south. And so, as Lamine dropped to the ground and Jin demanded for his prize, Poverty strode out from the carriage that you guys rode in on, and wielded the sword, and with great luck, the weapon activated with little penalty. As I mentioned in the previous one, the blade basically shot a straight line of pure light 100 feet forward, and nearly striking the samurai himself, and piercing through the lower hull of the airship. And when it completed its path, an explosion of sound and energy just erupted and absolutely demolished this chunk of forest, and sent Jin and the airship flying. Jin was like nowhere to be found, and the airship was just launched like 50 feet into the sky, and barely trying to regain control, as this thing was pretty much just parked on the road, and then suddenly it's in the air, just literally seconds later. Yeah, the effects were so powerful that when you guys returned, the guards were even commentating, saying that they thought that a thunderstorm was coming, but it was actually just you guys. So yeah, you guys successfully wielded the awesome power of Star Silver, and didn't die or lose the sword. It made it back to Caiaphas, explaining everything that happened from
You're welcome.
since your departure. And Poverty also didn't get blown up.
That's good.
Thank God. No total party kill by accident.
It would have probably just killed Poverty. I mean, it could have gone even worse, but, you know.
It shoots at the feet. Oh no. Oh no.
In any case, that was last session. It was pretty exciting, actually. So yeah. Yukif arrived. You were debriefed by Caiaphas, and probably took a few years off his life explaining everything in great detail.
You're welcome.
And after that, you went about your merry way with your payment and experience, and yeah, you've got about 4 actions worth of break time, as you've got about a week and a half before Caiaphas calls upon you once more. So I know that I know that Mordorin, we had a side one-off with
Yeah,
the
we did.
encounter with Modok. You guys were able to connect with your brother from Brosnov, and he was able to he essentially made good on his word, and he intends to find Poverty's sister and bring her to Valvidiria for the sake of you guys and the party's sake, as well as everyone else involved.
I just hope
Ah.
that Poverty's sister, for her sake, nothing happens.
She'll be all right.
But will she be mentally?
She'll be fine. I'm sure of it. I'm sure
Those
nothing bad
scratches
will
are gonna
happen.
buff right. Those scratches will buff right out.
She might get a few headaches of homeboy talking up a storm about Mordorin. But that aside,
Give the lowdown on Mordred everything.
break it down for me.
Down for me.
Anyways, yeah. So you guys got some downtime. I think that covers everything. Yeah. So I'll just go down the line and just kind of ask if there's anything specific that you'd like to do. There is, of course, the option to relax and pay a cost of sorts. I know we've discussed a bit in length regarding. I mean, we haven't really gotten around to discussing too much on like how to the deal with cost and Yasha. Since,
Yeah.
Yasha doesn't really need much cost. I still haven't really sorted out a proper system for that, but I don't know. I still gotta figure something on how that would like.
How that'll factor in, yeah.
Yeah. How does money factor in for somebody who doesn't really need money to live out in his
Oh,
relaxation?
the little boonies.
Yeah.
How much gold did we get from last? Did we get paid for the
You guys
it's like
were
500.
sword? I forgot how much. I didn't record it, so
500?
500.
That sounds
Okay.
right.
Oh.
I actually don't remember myself, and I didn't record it myself. In
It's
my notes.
2,000 gold.
Uh-huh.
A
Thinking
person.
Thinking emoji.
Considering
I'm
the
just
last
kidding.
payment was less than 1,000, I think you're full of shit. It went down
Thank you.
further because Poverty's on the payroll too. That I
Thinking
know.
emoji.
Yeah, you're right. It was 5,000.
Okay.
So you receive 20 gold for payments, and not a penny more.
In a shrewd glance.
From Caiaphas, no less, as you tell him that you expected more money, and he said, I gave you your money. Pay deduction. Have to pay for damages. That sword wasn't cheap. Covering it all up wasn't either.
Neither was the entire fucking road.
Who do you think has to fix the roads when you guys fuck it up?
Just
The knights? Yes, well, yes, but.
Yes and no. I tax them. I'm taxing you too. Consider this a pay deduction. Poor performance.
Poor performance.
This is coming out of your check. Anyways, yeah. You guys got 500 gold from your last encounter. I think you guys are level 4 now from this entire
Yep.
thing. So, if that, I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys are up to pace with that.
Yeah.
Alright then. Moving on to business then. What y'all doing?
Question for Mordorin.
Screams.
What are Mordorin's favorite colors?
Ah, yes.
Good question.
That is an excellent question. I'll
What
have
would
to
you
get back to you on that.
You know what? Hold on. I wonder if there's a random color palette generator. Okay. Okay, so it gave me pink, blue, green, and yellow. So I guess one of them. Let's see. Is this a better one? Okay, it gave me purple. This one gave me purple, so it's now purple.
I already
That's
wrote
your favorite color.
that. Okay.
It's my favorite color, therefore it's now Mordorin's favorite color.
Okay. Okay.
If it works,
Okay,
it
I-
works.
Purple for Morden's favorite color now. Thanks.
Yep. You're welcome. I don't know how you found that out, but YOLO.
Bag of beans.
It's just beans. There's beans in this computer.
Yeah, I was looking at magic items, and the first thing in my eyes came across was bag of beans, and I just imagined like a cloth bag full of pinto.
Oh,
You'd be right.
You right?
now I'm curious on why you asked. But I'll probably find out later.
Did we ever get a bag of holding? I feel like we did. Did
No.
I? No.
Nope.
Nope.
Not in the campaign.
Nope.
Nope.
You guys had plans for one, but no.
I guess I'll go look for one, since that's kind of useful. Mostly so we can don't need to keep track of too much crap.
Yeah.
The most reason why I go for bag holding, because I don't want to be like, I don't got enough strength for this,
That's fair.
and have to worry about that mechanic. So I guess I'll go look for one.
Given that it's
Just
an
get
uncommon
two.
item.
Get
I
two
don't
bag of holdings. One so Mordorin doesn't have to hold anything anymore in terms of fucking artifacts.
That's a lot. That's a lot of money. You'll have to give me money for that.
I'm just. I gotta save it, so.
So yeah, I guess Yasha will go look for a bag of holding.
So,
He's heard about these bags of holdings.
we'll chalk that up as one action for shopping then, yeah?
Yeah.
You've got 3 other actions. Is there anything else you want to do? Perhaps some downtime?
It depends on how much a bag of holding ends up costing, but he'll probably give a bunch of money to oh shit. Is that dude? It's been a while. The mercenary man's name.
Thank you,
Roland.
Roland. Please,
Roland, thank you.
Pay him. Fucking pay him, please.
So you're gonna donate to the Bank of Roland.
Yeah, I'll donate to bankroll, but it depends on how much the bag of holding ends up costing.
After all the shit he's been through, he deserves it.
Yeah, I probably have been understating this, but Roland is probably incredibly traumatized given the what he just fucking witnessed.
Well, he
'Cause-
doesn't anymore because Cyphus took care of that, I hope.
Possibly.
Maybe, but I don't know. Roland might be the kind of person who would rather stay traumatized and keep that knowledge like, oh, I better watch out for this shit in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, it's traumatizing, yeah, but you kind of want to keep an eye out in case, signs like that happen again. It's like, oh no, you should start running.
What the hell?
What the
It
fuck?
still amuses me that out of everyone, Mordorin seems to be the most fine with what he had to already do.
It gave me the fucking. I think it gave me the older edition bag of holding cost because I'm pretty sure 2,500 is not the cost.
Oh,
No, absolutely not. That's not how much
No.
a bag of holding
It
costs.
is not that. However, it is not the standard
I would imagine it's
asking
not
price because yeah, it is not going to be cheap. The asking price. Now this is after markup. The asking price will be about 800 gold. It's pretty high markup.
Yeah. Yash, not very good at it, but he will try to barter.
Okay.
Just a small barter, because it's like to the extent of his abilities,
Bata.
which would be persuasion.
Yeah.
He will attempt a barter. 16.
Hey, that's not bad.
Okay.
Not bad for a +1. He's pushing himself here, so he'll accept it. If it goes down, he'll accept it.
They'll drop it to 600 for you.
He'll take it.
All right.
He'll
And,
definitely take that.
if there's any other items you wish to shop, you can keep that roll as your
Bada.
persuasion. So if there's anything else you're looking for or are in the market for,
I'm not. What is that? What? This is a really nonsense. What was it? The spice pouch.
A spice pouch?
Oh boy.
No.
Spice pouch.
No.
Oh,
It's
boy.
the magic spice pouch.
Yes,
Yeah,
I know. Yeah, we know. Oh
We've all-
no.
It's not a super item. It's literally just a magic a pouch that generates spices.
Oh,
That's
shit.
all.
It's common, which means it's like 50 to 100.
Are you talking about Heward's handy spice pouch?
Yeah, I gotta get them seasonings, boy.
like the-
What is this, a common?
Yeah,
It's a minor
yeah.
tier common.
It's like the
It's
same cost.
it's literally a bag that just generates basic spices.
Oh my god.
Yep.
The shopkeeper looks at you. You can just fucking have it.
You can buy this. You can buy this item.
Yeah, Yasha's like unlimited spices, and his eyes just turn to stars.
Oh no.
Yasha suddenly turns into the Colonel.
Spices.
I guess I have to buy him culinary tools now.
I mean, when your
Give
food
him a
is
white
generally
suit
like,
and apron, call him Sanders.
I mean, when your dinner is basically meat on a stick, spices are amazing. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
I'm
he's
trying to
about to leave
find
the shop, and then he looks over and he's like, "Oh shit, unlimited spices." You mean I can pull as much salt out of here as I want?
Oh man.
Here it's handy. Where is it? Cost.
I don't know. That's in Xanathar's, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. For that one, it'll be base price. So whatever, if you're able to find a price, it'll be at that one. No
It's common,
markup.
so it'd be 50.
50?
Yeah, it's
50.
the same as healing potion, basically.
Okay.
Okay.
Healing potion or spices? And I guess I'll take 2 healing potions just in case. So
Why not both?
50.
Yeah,
That is 150.
that'll be 150.
The most in
Yeah.
like the
Between
quote unquote normal rules, the highest that common gets to is 100 gold. It's between 50 to 100.
between your persuasion check and how common this thing is, you get it for base price.
Spices.
Alongside the potions.
The shopkeeper's feeling generous. Is like, you know what? You bought the bag of holding. Here, take this spice. Just buy the space pouch at base price.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's a package deal.
Gives you a package deal, a deal of a lifetime.
That or he saw the fucking stars in his eyes. He's like, holy shit, is this kid living out in the boonies or something?
This
It's
man-
just spice.
This man is Gordon Ramsay, and he's just like, oh my god. I'm gonna
This
teach-
lab is fucking raw.
No,
Oh, God.
it's he's looking at him like the
Oh,
the kids.
I was gonna say, it's
Like
Gordon
Yasha's-
Ramsay but with the kids.
Yeah,
Oh god,
precious child.
you gotta bake the crust a little longer, just like that. Yeah,
Just
very
like
good.
that. Very good. Olive oil.
God. All right, and then I guess I'll give
Modules.
600 to Roland.
Holy shit!
Jesus Christ. Okay, well,
You know
I
what?
guess I don't have to.
Mostly because Roland is just like, because I didn't spend much from last time, and Roland's just like, what's this? He's like, money. I don't really use it that much.
You find Roland at the local tavern, and he still looks like he's seen some shit, but he's definitely a lot less shooken up than when he came into town. He does give you a bit of a shocked look. Ah, goddamn, hiccups. Give me 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Uh-oh. The DM is dying.
Okay.
The 600
I think I
goals
got-
so
I
intense,
think-
even the DM is like, ugh.
Yeah. Yeah, my reaction for Roland was overtaking me.
Taking a sip of alcohol, drops a bag of gold. What's this? It's money for you. Looks in bag, jokes.
It was like, I'm sorry?
That's like the video of just like so you'll kill him? It's like, yeah. How much you want? 50. Wow, 50,000. That's cheap.
Well, 50,000, that's cheap.
Wow.
Yeah, Josh just clearly doesn't really understand the value. Fully understand. He knows it's a lot, but he's just like, I don't use it much.
I don't get it.
I don't get it. That's right. 50 silver is heavier than 50 gold.
No, they're the same. 50 pounds
They're
of
the
silver is 50 pounds of gold.
It's
That's
the
right,
same.
Silver's heavier than gold.
Look, pointing at the huge chunk of gold. Look how much gold there is.
Damn.
That's cheating.
Well, I
That's-
guess I have to have Yasha become my sugar daddy for a bit then.
Jesus.
He's a child.
Calm
He's
down
not
there,
ready.
Casanova.
He's a child. He doesn't know about that.
The sugar kid? Question mark?
Oh no.
Okay,
So Mortarin's going to jail.
so at the next gathering, Lamine
Down
and
goes-
Yasha are only there. Cypress has to explain that sometimes when we hire people, we don't realize that we're hiring bad people. And we're very sorry about that. However, we've taken measures to ensure that this won't happen again.
Oh my god.
You see that? You see Mortarin in the same card as Mari's character going, but he said he was 18. In reference to fucking JoJo.
Yeah,
Oh my
Mari
god.
would never. It's JoJo's.
He's like, you know, he's in high school. And it's like, that's it. Get
I
in the
don't-
cart.
But I mean, God.
Oh.
To be fair, a high schooler isn't typically 6'1".
It looks built like a fucking truck either.
Shit, built like a brick shit house.
Yeah. It's not a very typical looking high schooler.
But anyway, yeah.
It's that anime stereotype of like the he's like, my name is Jeff, and then it's just like this big fucking bulky ass dude looking like in his 30s. I'm 14 years old.
Ah, anime.
It's exactly that. Exactly
Anyways.
That anime ass logic.
Anyways.
Coming back to the session, Roland is absolutely like thrown aback at you handing this generous donation of 600 fucking gold. Like, holy shit.
And he's just looking at Roland like with eyes, just like, I don't understand what's so significant.
He basically like goes from like kind of his, you know, weary, maybe a little morose attitude that he had when you had found him to a very, very jubilant and like good mood. And he's just like, Yasha, sit down. He's like, have a drink with me. And he basically
Don't
starts.
give the child alcohol!
He's old
He's
enough.
not that young. He's not that young.
Don't give the child alcohol!
He's old enough to drink.
He is, but he's not.
Actually, that might be debatable depending on the drinking age, but he's certainly
Um,
not babby.
This is medieval fantasy, not the United
Yeah,
States.
so yeah,
Drinking age
exactly.
Might be a little younger.
Drinking age is 12 probably. It's
You're not wrong.
yeah, I was gonna say it sounds bad, but it's not wrong.
Yeah,
It's old enough to swing a sword, old enough to swig a beer.
pretty much. It's
Yeah,
like
Yasha's
like your mid
drink.
to late teens, you can drink here.
drink.
We're going by modern European standards, which is like 17, 18.
Yeah. He's just enough for that. Just enough.
Just enough.
The Yasha bundle. Anyway,
Is he really that young?
he is very young.
Good lord.
Good lord.
He's a babby compared to you guys.
Well, to be
Cypher.
fair, compared to Mortarin, everyone's a baby.
Yeah. No, he's quite young.
It's a wonder how Syph fucking found this dude.
I know. I was thinking.
I do
that.
know how he found this dude, though. I have, after discussing with Luke, we figured that one out. So
Yeah. I mean, again, it's by those standards, and he even though he's young, he is good at what he does. So
yeah. I mean, as a human, adulthood is 15. So
yeah, so he's young and promising.
Yep.
Just keep him away from Mortarin, I guess.
God damn it! I was. Look, I'm gonna need as much gold as I can get.
Just doesn't
Player would be
understand.
like, yes, please, give me money. Mortarin's probably like, no, I'm not involving anyone else in this. Kind of.
Lord. So anyways, Roland sits you down and is just like, "You're having a drink with me, and we're gonna talk shop, or at least talk stories." And he pretty much just kind of sits and like talks about like the good old fighting days, because he kind of confides a bit. You know, he kind of talks about, I've fought a lot of crazy things. Being out there in the between the borders of Valvadiri and Brosnov, and I've dealt with some shit in Brosnov as well, but
Some crazy shit.
whatever the hell you guys are doing, I mean, Taif has talked me in a little bit on it, and I guess I'm in on it too. Business will still be business, but at least, things are not gonna be getting out of hand.
All Yasha can do is just nod. And you're like, yeah, beam scary.
Yeah, and so he kind of chats with you, and he even asks like, I don't think I've really heard of your name, Yasha. Where have you come from?
He looks like he's thinking and just the forest,
Forest.
the jungle. That is where I am from.
You from down south, in the Enchanted Wood?
What is it? Wherever the Vinton lands are. As a player, I don't know, but
that would
Yasha
be
would
north.
surely know.
That would be
Yeah,
north.
Yasha would be like further north, somewhere near this Vinton camp. But I didn't live there. I live in the forest.
You're from a far off place, my friend. However that kid managed to find you, I don't know. But one thing's sure. I think you picked a good one in you. So Yasha has made a new friend. Roland. I should
Does he
probably
like-
also... Huh?
Does he like the alcohol? Oh, I guess not. He'll drink it anyway, but he makes a face.
He's probably not used to the whatever
He's like, "What the hell is
being
this?
handed.
What is this fermented stuff?"
He's probably more if he's had anything, he's probably had whatever the Vinton serve, which
Yeah,
is a
and he's just like-
terrifying thought, all things considered, because the Vinton drink stuff that is like, on the equivalent to like Space Wolf Fenrisian booze,
Oh god.
which is to say, you don't drink their stuff unless you want to get pissed drunk very, very quickly and very, very regretfully.
It's probably why he was apprehensive. He's just like, "Oh god, I'm gonna die." Takes
Yeah.
a drink. I'm not dying, but this is awful.
Yeah. Whatever you had, I think Yasha is more surprised this thing didn't knock him into next week,
Yeah.
but is
Just,
also
ugh.
still displeased.
Just like, oh, it's like giving kid alcohol. It's just they turn their nose. They're like, "Oh, I don't like that." It's that barley taste or taste of hops. It's just like, oh, don't really care.
Yeah.
Hops.
He probably
Gotta hop to it.
he probably gives you a strong lager.
A lager, and he's just like, "What the fuck is this?" Drinks it. Oh, but he did give it to me. Drinks.
Gee. Drinks. So
It-
you share some good times, and while the drinks were not the most, tasteful for you, Yasha, you at least were able to gather,
Yeah.
some good stuff.
Shitting dog.
If there's anything you wish to talk with Roland, of course, now's the time.
In character, as a player, probably not much. In character, though, he would probably want to. Well, since that's kind of like his thing, he just talks about the local wildlife and what are different lands like, because he's never been to the lands Roland has been to, so he's probably asking all about like, oh, what are these lands like, and so on and so forth.
Well, Roland, as ever informative as he has been, speaks a lot of hearsay, and but he does tell you that a lot of the things he's met. I mean, nothing too new aside from a lot of his experiences comes from having run-ins with other mercenary crews and running into wildlife as from the Badlands, and on the occasion he's come across, or he's not directly, but he himself believes that he's come across the steppe folk before.
Mm.
And also in kind of like, of course, he can't. Roland can never confirm any of these frickin' stories, unfortunately for you. But
Right.
he does say that he had been traveling far east on a patrol before with his mercenary company, and he had made mention that he had been he had been actively followed, him and his caravan, and while his patrol group were not able to find anything, the sensation of being watched and stalked never left him until they left that area. He does divulge a bit of information regarding the steppe folk and that they're kind of isolated, so to speak. The eastern groups are a number of tribes that sort of they're semi-nomadic, much like the Vinton. However, they do move. Unlike the Vinton, who pick up and will move, and then they'll just sit there for a couple centuries. They'll usually they move by the seasons,
Ah, I see.
They move a lot more frequently, but they tend to move within a small region, supposedly east of the mountainside. He does make mention that some knights, some of the knights that patrol the southern borders of the Badlands, have supposedly sighted some of these steppe folk, but of course it's all hearsay.
Right, right.
For the most part, they are secluded folks, and they tend to keep to themselves. And Valvadiri has only on a few occasions tried to make contact with them, but in the most attempts have been relatively useless.
No, didn't work out.
Yeah, very unproductive. They've made very, very little progress in that regard. The steppe folk, at best, from what he figures, is they kind of meet and then they're just like, okay, and then they're just strangers again. So
So it's nothing more than almost like passing acquaintances. Just for that time period, they're just like, hey,
yeah.
no.
So nobody really knows, and there's not been too many people that venture out there, mostly because, well, who wants to go out on the east side of the mountains?
Many people, that's for sure.
Not many people really want to go. Some people from Brosnov have been more than opportunistic at it, but given the close proximity of Valvadiri and given the largely open area of just not to say unexplored, but fairly unknown territory, it's it's fairly discouraged, and those few venturers who are bold or insane enough to go are never heard from. There's only really he's just I don't think I've ever heard of anybody going out there and then coming back alive. So it's pretty evident they
hellscapes out there.
Yeah, whatever's out there definitely doesn't want to be known it's out there.
Spooky.
But yeah.
or maybe perhaps it's so good they don't come back.
Perhaps. Nobody knows.
But that's doubtful. But
Nobody
it's
knows.
just a theory. A game theory.
I knew you'd say that.
Thanks for watching.
Like and subscribe.
Anyways, so that's your story with Roland. You've got 2 more actions.
The rest will be
Resting.
Resting. He going out into the woods.
Some R&R.
Yep.
Okay.
Take a trip out to the local forests.
You take a trip. Go ahead and make me a con save. I think that's how I did it last time.
Con save.
This is a fairly new and different system, and I don't know how I will like it and change it, and may alter it again or drop it altogether if I happen to have something better.
But yeah, don't forget what we discussed, Juan.
Oh yeah, that's right. I guess I can go look. Head towards that. Do you know the crater that was created?
The crater?
From the sword.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, he'll go check. He'll like in his break just kind of like look it over and like see if what happened to it.
during downtime out on your
Yeah.
way, going
Yeah.
out into the woods.
He's not rushing over there. He's just he's taking his time getting over there, kind of thing. Enjoying his time in the woods.
Off to inspect the wrecked remains.
See what came of it. If it's all right.
Well, I'll be brief on it, given that it's given the time and length. The wreckage is still fairly, for the most part, there, but there has been clear attempts of covering, as the mages have been already at work. No doubt Caiaphas has tasked someone to basically cover your mess.
Right, but he's just still like,
But yeah, there's still signs of wreckage, but it doesn't look like the same kind of, destruction that you guys left behind. The forests are splintered and damaged from it, and the furrow into the ground is still fairly present. However, it does look like less of a straight line, and is taking a more natural shape, as if it is like the road's path is just like eroding, so to speak. Like the rain is starting to chip away at it, rather than like, just a beam of destruction left behind.
Beam of destruction.
Yeah. So. Magic has been at work here, but, which you can only assume. Because it's only been like a week and a half since. Oh, goddamn,
Since the incident.
Since your guys' fight with Jin and the mercenary crew.
Yeah.
But I think that will conclude it. You don't experience any detriments for now.
For now.
For now.
You pass. Alright, who's next?
Ah!
Ah!
Who's going? Lamine or Mordorin?
Ah!
That sounds like Mordorin. Alright, Mordorin!
Ah!
Come here! Just
Your DM literally reaches out there and grabs Mordorin like a fucking like plush doll.
No!
Plot advancement.
Yeah.
Time for your
Well,
plot.
Mortar is definitely gonna be working on that item that he wants.
Yep. So that'll be a day spent for your commission.
Oh yeah.
Got
Yeah.
how many? And you said it was gonna be what, 1-2 days?
Yeah, probably gonna be 2 days because I don't think I'm gonna use any other action.
Okay.
Or
And then your other 2 days just downtime.
well, technically everything's gonna be quote unquote relaxing for him. He does need to shop, but I'm probably gonna wrap the 4th day up in like almost a combination of things. One of them would be like he's gonna come up with excuses to bother the rest of the party.
I mean, that'll be during
At some point.
quote unquote downtime as well.
Yeah. So and then I'll just add that as shopping because he will do some shopping himself.
Okay.
And then the 3rd day would technically just be him working on his painting.
Okay. Did you want to put money towards your downtime then? Because
I spent 300 gold on paint. I don't think he needs to spend any more.
fair enough.
That's a lot of paint. I don't think he used it up.
You'd be
What if it's pain
surprised.
paint?
It's pain paint.
Oh.
From the Friends of Pain.
It's overpriced and over-engineered paint. One use only.
Nah. Not with what I'm gonna be buying.
Very well. Then for that, I will just have you do your roll.
That would be
Con save.
on save. Okay. Hey, at least it's dead average.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Nothing apparent happens for now. For now.
Hooray!
But something might.
Hooray!
You may.
But I'll get to that in a minute. Shen.
Yes.
Or as I should be saying, Lamine. What are your 4 actions for your downtime?
I think all of
Committing masquerade breaches.
them.
We're
Yeah,
done! We're done with that campaign!
Alex is
Move
now...
on!
Four masquerade breaches every day.
Move on!
Ambro, the accident was 10 years ago. You have to let Alex go.
You have to let him go.
You have to let poor Alex go. He said he forgave you for punching him.
It's just I can't believe I did that.
Can't believe I decked Alex.
But
Anyways, Lamine.
hang on, I'm doing math.
No problem. He's no problem.
maths. Set your calculator to maths.
Oh,
Oh.
please. There we go.
Sets
I
it
don't know
to
why that was so
English.
hard.
Oh no.
What if I set it to biology?
There isn't
Never
gonna
mind
be.
me, I have to do math.
Oh no.
There isn't gonna be too much. She is going to buy 2 more healing potions.
So, day for shopping?
Yeah. One
Okay.
shopping day.
Yeah, I just
Couple
assume...
And she's gonna put in 150 gold to the Roland Foundation.
150. Do you
Yep.
want to meet with Roland then? Have a sit down and I need to write this down.
Sure.
So
Why not?
very well. You sit and meet with Roland.
Thank God you guys are donating to the Roland Fund.
Somebody has to donate to this poor bastard. He's only been begging you half a session or 2 sessions. He's just like, feel free to donate.
Yeah, I mean,
Where's my Valvadiri notes?
Lamine is actually pretty close. I mean, technically, I could have already done it, but then I'd be pretty much broke. Lamine is pretty close to being able to commission a suit of plate armor. So
Yay.
she's like,
Ooh.
she's gonna continue saving up for that, so that she can actually get it and still have some change left. But she still wants to help, and also health potions are nice. Yeah, she'll
What garbage
she'll
is only
swing
one
around
garbage?
with the mercenary some.
Alrighty. Well, all in the same good graces.
Buddha.
Gouda. Roland greets you and, of course, invites you for a drink if you'd like, or perhaps just stick around and hang out with the troops. But yeah, he basically gives you a big thank you and it's just like, when Caiaphas had brought me to, cart you guys around, I figured I'd be carting around folks that are just going off, hunting for old dusty books and some forgotten holes in the ground, not whatever the hell you guys are bringing back.
I assume that assumption was proved quite false recently.
Yeah. Caiaphas has filled me in on everything. You've nothing to worry about. Your secret's safe.
Well, you're the one that brought it up first, to be fair.
And to be fair, I was not hired under these pretenses that I'd be carting around toys like that,
This is true.
or people willing to throw them around like that either. But that's neither here nor there.
You're welcome!
Lamine doesn't have a problem with the usage. You already know this. She's not gonna mention that at all, though. Not to Roland. It's like, so I'll also probably pass on the.
Well, keep in mind that I'm still going to be accepting donations all the same, but know that your money's being spent well for your sake and mine.
Oh, the spending.
Yeah, he's definitely that money. You guys are already gonna get something nice. By the way, but yeah.
Yay. Thanks, guys. He's so generous to the Roland Fund.
You're welcome.
Yeah, they had, because right now the composition is just 12 crossbowmen and then two carts right now, or actually one cart,
A cart and a carriage.
We have a carriage now.
one carriage, one cart, one carriage. Yep.
Yeah. We apparently have Shanghaied a carriage into our service.
No, you traded it.
Yeah, traded it.
Oh, yeah, that's right, we did.
Lady Agnew was like, "You guys can take the carriage with you.
It's like, and it's a nice carriage.
It's a nice
Like-
carriage. We'll just be
All
taking
right.
that." Rips the crest off. There it is.
We should probably get it. If you want, probably should get it like at least retrofitted it just a little bit to not look like it just got. So it doesn't look like a crest got just ripped off.
I mean, with 750 gold, I'm sure Peter has ideas.
Yeah, Roland will have it taken care of, but he'll probably
very
consult
least.
you guys regarding what you guys want.
I'm just waiting for the day when there's like a pintle gun mounted on each side of the door.
Oh God!
On each door.
Why does the carriage look like a Bane blade?
That's yeah. By the way, you're not paying for more troops. You're just paying for a better fucking carriage.
Why does it look like a chimera?
It's
Yo,
just
why
like-
is there a gun on
It's
this
just
thing?
like 10,000 gold in. Roland is just like, all right, guys, here's your new wheels, and it's just a fucking tank.
Uh-huh.
And it's being driven by a dragon.
Oh,
We
no,
don't know how this
I'll
works.
show you. I'll show you what it is. Hang on a second. Let me find a
Oh,
good picture.
God.
It's a steam tank from Age of Sig or from Fantasy.
Is it? Yeah, are we getting the steam tank?
It's the steam tank. Get the steam tank.
Get the steam
No, here you
tank,
go.
boys.
There is
Let me have a look at this.
technically still a carriage.
Oh my lord. This is War Machine.
Yeah.
Technically a carriage.
It has carriage in the name.
That is lovely. Tell you what, if you reach a certain milestone, that can definitely be a carriage.
Oh,
So I can
God.
see Brosnov inventing some fucking horrifying fucking mechanical object like this. Oh, is it not coming? Oh, it is coming up. I was gonna be like, is that coming up on stream?
Fucking rolling, rubbing his hands together like, oh fug.
Oh fuck! If we get enough money, I can probably get us one of these bad boys.
Jesus.
I'll just have to make a trip to Brosnov for it, but I know a
I
guy.
mean,
They ain't cheap.
let me
But
know.
damn.
Take the feet for gun for
But whatever's inside is definitely.
the cannons on this thing.
The point is though, with that, you'll probably be safe. And
Subtle-
if you're not safe,
subtlety
you're not
out the
safe, oh, fuck.
window. Safety, however, is assured.
We see that airship again. It's like, motherfucker, you going down?
it's a tank versus an airship.
Yeah.
Got 2 hours on this thing, bitch.
He does mention that after seeing Gilbud's little toy boat fucking fly into the sky, he had some thoughts about he had entertained the thought of hey, who knows, maybe I can find us an airship to cart us around too.
I was about to say anti-airship measures. Like he has the fucking Holland projector.
Oh,
Like
God.
he fires a Holland projector at it, like just a tiny balloon that floats up there, and then mines start fleeing towards it.
Oh God.
Literally, the Holland projector to fight aircraft, but for airships.
Right. So, shenanigans aside, Roland does mention he does have plans, and he'll probably consult you guys regarding that when he hits a milestone. But he does mention for this, I think he's like, I think I'll shore up some troops for a bit. Our 12 boys are good, but they could really use a little oomph,
I agree.
Well-
Yep.
Especially if we're gonna be tangled with that crew again.
Yeah, I wouldn't personally throw these at Gilbud's boys, but anything else we happen to come across, they can slow down. In any case, was there anything you wanted to speak with me on, since we have this moment?
Nothing particular. Today's a bit of a shopping day. Kind of stopping by.
Wow,
Have you heard of the High Elves?
never heard of the High Elves.
Mordrin looks at you. What about me?
Eats apple, flops over dead.
High in both senses of.
the
Damn it.
their enemies, the Buzzdels. Their arguments over what recreational products to use is a never-ending war.
I still have that note that says weed now, I guess.
Weed now.
Eat now.
Weed now.
Meow.
But anyways, yeah. Other than that, I think Roland just kind of just has a moment with you where he just reminisces of the good old days of
Good old days.
fighting. One of the big things he notes is just like, he kind of does mention is kind of saying, like, I wouldn't expect myself to come back to Valvadiri for any reason, but here I am, It's like anytime I try and get out of this place, I'm stuck. I blame this old family lineage.
I can understand that sentiment. I
How
didn't
can you?
expect to come back here either.
You're a local then.
Yeah, I used to be.
Hold on a second, I'm trying to plug in my mic. Come on. There we go. Doing all sorts of technical stuff I should have done, like before stream, but oh well, here we are. Funny that for you then. I take it you milled around with some of the other farm kids, or?
Not quite. Opposite side of the spectrum.
Ah, you're one of them blue bloods. That's fine.
Them new
I
ones.
used to be. Yeah.
That's fine. It seems to be a trend these days. Nobles are dropping like flies. Look at the old lady that we spent a week or a night out with. Ugh. Could you imagine if she came back and started doing her job? Ugh.
Oh.
I don't know about you, but I don't think some people are fit for the title of nobility. I know I wasn't. That's why I quit and went to Brosnov.
That's fair. And I can't really disagree with that.
Yeah. Belvedere is a nice place, but its upper management tends to have some flaws, and I don't feel like they're being really wise with letting the knights kind of run things. I know it keeps the peace and all, but quite frankly, the knights shouldn't be sticking their business where it doesn't belong.
Nope. Yeah, some people are simply not worthy of the power bestowed upon them.
Mm-hmm. Well, in any case, good to know that I'm not the only one running around here making a bad name for myself. No offense.
None taken. Didn't exactly do the best of that when I was younger either.
Oh, troublemaker as well, eh?
A bit of one, yeah.
Ah, we'll have to speak of it sometime then.
Yeah. Oh, I laugh like that.
And cackling.
Well, in any case,
Now she's gonna take that drink. It's like, alright, now I'm in the mood for alcohol.
alrighty. Well, I don't know if I should feel bad for her doing that, but at least I got a drinking buddy for tonight.
Drink.
I think given the results of this week, I've been warranted several drink nights.
I think you got it too.
Oh god, does Mordrin have to be like the designated driver, but it's the designated both fucking Lamine and Roland to bed. Make sure they don't just fucking sleep in the tavern.
They'll be fine.
I don't think it's gonna go that far. Me is just like, you know what? Yeah, this is a chill kind of time. I'll
This is
indulge in it.
downtime.
It's not I'm getting freaking wasted. Just, I could use a little bit of
Oh, did the song?
a mellowing.
Song.
Where's my music? Oh,
Where
here.
my
Where your
music?
Where your music?
Oh, it did finish. Okay.
While they're drinking, Lamine would probably tell some of her like teenage stories, I guess.
Ah.
The like nicer. The
The nicer
well, I say
one.
nicer. I mean, most of it was nice until like the very end. That's not coming up. Yeah, more some just
The good memories.
teenager, silly teenager shenanigans, basically. Those kinds of things.
Roland, you and Roland
A
have
lot
a.
of-
Oh,
There's a
sorry.
lot of scuffling, a lot of Lamine getting into scuffles, just
Ah.
not taking shit from people, basically.
Roland empathizes with you as he kind of mentions that he sort of grew up in his brother's shadow for a while, and kind of like mentions how he's just like, yeah, I was sort of the up and the running, and I was a very ambitious one. I wanted to run things, and my brother was kind of a lenient guy, but he was first come first serve, and the folks liked him a lot more than me. That's okay. I got I got
Oh.
back at them though. They certainly were a lot more scared and came running for me when Brother Dearest fell ill and wasn't able to take over for the family. And I was long gone in Brosnov. That's fine. I wasn't too well acquainted with my folks, and all I needed to do was get a handful of gold for myself and my father's pistol. That was all I needed, and I made a living after that.
Haas pistol.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
Yep.
glad to see that you did well for yourself, though I am saddened that such a circumstance even came to pass.
Life sucks. Then you die. But at least I'm still here. I never wanted the life I was given. So, honestly, as harrowing as my experience has been in Brosnov, I wouldn't trade it for anything else.
That in particular isn't a sentiment I entirely share, but I can understand it.
Well, I can understand. Some folks, they think back on it and they wonder if all things, could have been better if you stayed. Things might have gone different. It's fine.
I.
Some things just are the way they are. And, there's only so much you can do for others or yourself. What matters is, well, you made it this far, and as long as you're able to live another day, share another drink, find another comfy bed to sleep in, I think that's a good enough day.
It's not a bad starting point, at the very least.
Yep. And I still have all my fingers intact, too. I would have thought I'd lost at least 2 of them by now. In any case, what else? I guess that's kind of everything he talks to you about. You learn quite a bit from Roland in his exchange.
Yeah.
While you don't really get a noble name, you are able to identify that he is from a fallen house.
Here, nonetheless.
Similar circumstances, in a way.
Yep.
Different outlook, though.
Much different.
Which is fine and fair.
Yep.
Yeah,
Hmm?
she'll just chill. No, Yeah, she'll just chill the rest of the day, I guess, with him, or until he leaves.
Okay. I think, yeah, for the most part, you spend your day pretty much relaxing and with Roland, and just kind of like he brings you up on the info for the troops. He does say his plan with the money that he's collectively gathered. He intends on making better troops of the men that he's got under his wing, and he's able to train at least. Let's see. I'm gonna roll the die.
Roll the die.
Roll the die.
He's
The
able
die
to
has been-
train little of just over half of them to becoming much better soldiers. So
Hooray!
12 of the 12 crossbowmen that he has under his wing, 7 of them get better training and some better equipment too.
Hooray!
Oh yeah, it's all
So-
coming together.
So we'll put 5, not 15, 5 standard crossbowmen, and
Yeah.
then 7
15.
elite crossbowmen.
We downgraded from a ton of soldiers to a fuck ton of soldiers. Didn't mean to
From a
downgrade
lot of
either.
soldiers to a fuck ton of soldiers. Did I say
Metric
downgrade?
fuck ton.
Man, Mortarin feels a little bit guilty for not donating to the fund, but then again, he needs all the money he can get for what
You-
he's trying to get.
You have plans.
I have plans.
Plans.
It's gonna take a while, and it's gonna take a lot of money for those plans. Is it gonna be worth it in the end?
Yeah, Roland has been giving you guys quite a bit of information, even if some of it's fairly unreliable, such as the stuff in Brosnov. Oh yeah, that's an important information, fairly important information that I don't know if any of us divulged to you, Yasha.
Yeah.
It's the supposed other Kingsman that is in Brosnov. I think he was. Oh, fuck, I forgot the nickname I gave him. I
The
didn't write it
Warden of
down.
Brosnov.
The Warden of Brosnov. That's right. Thank you.
You're welcome. This is why I take notes.
Yeah, I didn't update my notes last session, so
Don't worry, Mortarin's got you covered.
thank you.
Yeah, he's got a long list of things he has to eventually research, but certain things take priority right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just a bit of recap. Yasha. So on the trip back, much like how the other information he divulged regarding the stepfolk, Roland kind of talks a bit about one of the other mostly in reference to Lady Agnir, as him kind of knowing only really 3 of the Kingsmen, or the Kingsmen, the Knights, and that would be the Prince, because everybody knows the Prince. Then there is Lady Agnir, which you guys have met. And then the last one, which he says and swears up and down by this, but of course he cannot prove it, is the Warden of Brosnov, who is this supposed, like, phantom of a force of influence and a faction within Brosnov, and supposedly he or she is able to control the ships going in and out of Brosnov. His reasoning being is because of his ability, or his or her ability to control the ships in Brosnov is the reason why, and says that it is that it's most likely one of the Kingsmen from the Order of the Rose, because they're, naval commanders essentially. The Order of the Rose are sailors by trade. They run the oceans essentially, and yeah, they're very, very rightly feared on the sea, but they're also just as competent on land. Maybe not as not to the same degree as the Order of the Lion. But yeah, they're no pushovers.
Fortunately, I'm a pushover.
Oh, boss, no. No, boss, no.
I'll just do whatever the party tells me to do. I don't question it.
Oh, boss, no.
No. Anyway,
Well, okay, you're hired. Welcome to the Knights of the Rose.
you'll blend right in.
You'll fit right in. I was lying about it. But yeah, he swears up and down that it's the Warden of Brosnov is one of the knights, but of course, outside of because Roland says so, there's no real, adequate evidence. There's also like a supposed rumor that years ago it was behind the Warden, but the years ago Brosnov's entire like harbor was just shut down for like a day, I think it was. And he says that it was the Warden was behind that. He was able to actually like shut down the entire port, which is like an impressive feat.
Right.
All things considered. Brosnov is a very industrious place, and it stands to know that it's one of the busiest port cities in the realm. So, anyone having the ability to single-handedly shut down Brosnov like that is
they got power.
That's a pretty big, bold claim.
Simple as that. They got power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, just like the Warden is an Order of the Rose leader, it's hearsay at best.
At best, yes. So, allegedly.
Allegedly. But anyways, yeah. Lamine, coming back to your final 2 days, since you spent one relaxing and then the other one meeting with Roland. I'm guessing the last 2 days it's gonna be downtime.
Yeah.
Did you wish to put any money down on that downtime?
Yeah, because it's gonna be like sewing things. So yeah.
Okay.
Most of it is gonna be new.
Some uptime.
Well, she's adding a.
How much are you putting down?
What's the benefit for? It's been a little while.
It lowers the contract DC, or even further gives you advantage. I'd say like every increment of 50 will lower your DC. I think that's how I did it last time. It has been like a month since I implemented this.
She'll put 100.
Okay.
Hundo.
Get some really nice quality, like
R&R
fabrics. Get some velvet.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Velvet dyed blue and shit.
Go ahead and make me a con save.
Well, various velvets and silks, I guess, technically. Wow.
Well, that is unprecedented. Nothing physically happens to you.
Hooray.
However,
Why hooray?
hooray. However, the night's following up to your, to the end of your break. Hold on, it will be. Where is it? Come on, load up. Right. The night's following up to your, to the end of your downtime. Lamine and Mordarin.
Yeah?
Oh?
You're both plagued with some fairly unsettling nightmares for a bit, most of which you can't really recall too well. However, you do recall seeing fire.
What the shit?
Lots of fire.
Shit.
You can't see too much, but you remember everything was just red, like a crimson heat red. You see vague shapes of buildings in the distance burning. And you see in the you kind of feel like for a brief moment you catch an idea of where you are. Sitting up on a hill on a rolling field, witnessing a fire off in the distance that's so bright that it just covers the clouds red and black. It's hard to really comprehend too much. And the last thing you sort of see is sort of a dark figure like appearing beside you. You're not able to see anything else, but they're like almost standing over you as you're like sitting on this field. But yeah, a dark silhouette just sort of is standing beside you, and then you're just awaken from it, just like very uncomfortable. But you know, aside, you know, oops, that aside, you know, everything else kind of feels like a blur.
Well, that's new.
Blur.
Yep. So, Clyde welcomes you at the front of the inn, the Golden Home, which actually I have even gone to the trouble of placing in the map. Check it out. It's in this or this bottom left corner. It's a nice little house. It's so nice.
Hey, there it is.
Yep. But yeah,
It's
the Golden
beautiful.
Home, not far from the Archmage's Tower. So yeah, Clyde informs you that Caiaphas is ready for you guys, and he has some new developments, and you know, the next new job that he wishes to speak with you.
A gerb, you say?
Alright, let's get on it.
So, you make your way to the garden in the very center of the
Earth.
Earth. No, you make your way to the garden as usual. Caiaphas has both a mix of relief and concern as he greets you guys. He's like, so glad to have met you.
Yes?
It's like, well, I have good news. It seems poverty's not here for them, but I'm sure that poverty is well informed that your sister will be on their way with
That's one thing that Mortar would have mentioned to her.
Yep. Good. Presumably, Poverty is overseeing the end of her job that brought her here. So when she'll be free, I'll send her your guys' way. But some new developments. Mordrin, I know I've spoken to you in small lengths about this prior, and well, we're still following up on that theory that we've spoken to you about.
Just as a sigh.
So, as you know, someone else knows about Star Silver, and presumably they know something about our mission. Maybe not directly, maybe they just know of the artifacts. Whatever they do know, they know this. These things are out there, and no doubt this Brosnov collector is seeking them out for his or her own gain. Which is unfortunate. I have tasked some specialists on the matter, and unfortunately the collector in question has gone into hiding, so rooting them out won't be a small feat. So we'll unfortunately be getting results to you in time. However, we have come to one conclusion. Whoever has found out about this, it didn't come from us. I know none of you guys would have spoken a word about this, given our time. None of the mages who know of this and is working with us on this have spoken to anyone. And I know for a fact I've been very thorough, but there is no mole amongst us. So.
Demons.
we have come, which brings us to the theory. Now, Mordrin shared with me a vision that he had upon collecting the sword.
Mordred just looks at Science like, oh, why did you have to tell them that?
That happened at the debriefing.
No, I mean, like, why did you tell Lamine and Yasha that?
Oh,
I think I can't remember. Mordrin gave a piece of. Basically, he gave him the memory of it,
yeah, use the
but
memory
he never spoke to it about his party. This is the first time they've heard like Mordrin had a vision. But go on.
I mean, Syaf is just being very transparent, so
Yeah, so Mordrin just like, oh,
ain't
hopefully
that
they don't
tough.
mind that part. Hopefully that they don't
Mordrin
mind
has
that.
shared a
I'll
memory, which has given us a supposed theory. Now, I've been hard at work researching Star Silver and looking into the contents and some of its whatever small slivers of history of reference in regards to the sword, and we've come to one conclusion. We have not yet. This is not concrete, and we're not saying that this is fact. However, we believe that there is two star silvers.
Ooh.
Yes, and that the swords are inherently connected. The blade you've brought before us is the Star Silver, and given the demonstration you guys had used, the weapon in question does not function much like the weapon Mordorin had presented in the memory thread. However, it is the sword. It is Star Silver. And there have been references of another blade of similar design coming up here and there. We believe that Star Silver has a sister blade, and may have some sort of connection. Now, like I said, we can't confirm anything for now, and I have my specialist out on the field looking into this collector, but as soon as something turns up, we should hopefully be able to make some progress. Yeah. So, I know what you might be thinking. Brosnov might be a trip that you guys might be going. But not now. If we act now, we'll be going in there blind, and the last thing I want is for you to turn up empty-handed on a wild goose chase. So that's why I have someone out there for us. That's all fine, though. If something does turn up, I'm sure that we'll all have our trip there. And kind of clearly, he says this with like very gritted teeth and very like he's nervously like fiddling his hands. He's just like, But let's put away Brosnov for now. I have better news. Something that I'm a little fond for.
Oh.
Lamine, you know a bit of Valvadiri's history.
Yes?
I'm sure you can easily answer this question, which is, where does Valvadiri get its name? You have an advantage on history for this.
Big history.
Oh, holy crap! You know you know exactly where Caiaphas is going with this.
You knew.
You knew.
You knew?
To which you kind of... So, as Caiaphas pitches the answer, it comes back to you like, practically like school grade teaching. And you pretty much tell it like it is. Valvadiri is named after an ancient stone, not far from the city itself. And it's the stone was named it's called the Valvardis stone. The Valvardis stone is an ancient signpost, essentially, from a very, very long time ago. So Caiaphas pretty much is like, yep, Valvardis. Now, why is this important? Well, let me give you guys a bit of a history lesson. Lamine, this is going to be old news for you, but and
And
Mordrin,
oldest for
but
Morden.
Yasha,
So we're just
I
really
feel like
Yasha.
it should, yeah. I guess let me refresh it for you and put Yasha in the know. Um, so years and years, centuries before the Burning War, there was an ancient civilization known as the Callistus Empire, and they say that it was ruled by one emperor. Hold up, I need to grab my
Singular
notes.
emperor.
It was ruled by a singular emperor for a very long time, up until about a couple centuries prior to the Burning War. That part of history kind of got obscured. Where's my mouse? That part of history kind of got obscured, but they know of this ancient civilization known as the Callistus Empire. And the Callistus Empire is essentially like... Oh, hold on. I literally got music for this and I'm not playing it. Here we go.
Hidden music.
No. Here we go. Yeah. But so the Callistus Empire was an ancient peoples. These were humans mostly. They were mostly humans, just short-lived folks, who pretty much traveled from the southern oceans and came across this land. And their one and only emperor that ruled for so long was what was it? Polus Callistus. Sorry, I gotta look through my notes again because I wrote this really quickly.
Callista, though.
Polus Callistus. They were the biggest empire to have ruled in the realm. And, yeah, they were fairly advanced peoples who we have a lot of things nowadays to sort of, like, a lot of concepts that are now fairly, like, put into practice. We know that they existed. We know that their emperor was an immortal. And we know we have records of actually him being the one immortal we know of, and the only immortal that we know of that was also killed despite immortality. Shortly after his death, his empire crumbled, and the last remnants of the empire faded centuries before the Burning War occurred. Presumably. A lot of this is speculative and hotly debated within the archaeology and historical fields. Unfortunately, for every bit of information that they do have, that's what they can bring up, that this massive empire existed. And Valvidiri sat on its borders, on its northernmost borders. It pretty much occupied the entire southern region of the realm. But yeah, it pretty much owned everything. So, to bring up the map, it pretty much owned everything south. Oh crap.
South.
So it owned everything south here. So, and there has never been a kingdom bigger than that. Or an empire bigger than that. Except for maybe the stretch of land between Valvidiri and Brosnov, but that's a debate for another day. That being said, yeah, the Callistus Empire was massive. And, yeah, they were around, and they just kind of upped and vanished. There aren't too many traces, however, Caiaphas continues by saying that, he believes that despite predating the Burning War, that they kind of, before their disappearance and fall, they left behind the tools and means to create a lot of these devastating weapons that came about and brought this war. Despite this, because, an empire might be gone,
Yeah.
but its people ain't. So, presumably, that's what's happened. So, yeah. The Calustrian Empire remains are very, very hard to come by. But when they're found, they're usually found fairly well intact. And they made a breakthrough in the southern regions of what may possibly be an old Calustan settlement, possibly buried beneath another older kingdom, or another old kingdom. I shouldn't say older. The Calustans were like the first ones.
The oldest.
Yeah, they were the oldest. Yeah, before anything else was the Calustans and their emperor Polus Calustus, who was aptly nicknamed the King of Conquerors. Because supposedly the empire was started out small, but they presumed that they kind of took over everything. So
Fitting title then.
Indeed.
yeah, he conquered things. He was the best at it. So
It's
that
what
made
he-
him the
it's
king
what he
of
do.
conquerors.
It's what he do.
So yeah, we have reason to believe that within the ruins, we may not simply find something of a weapon, but perhaps a vault. Settlements like these are very, very rare, and while previous archaeological expeditions have proven fairly fruitless in terms of artifacts, there have been the ones that turn up with old artifacts or relics. Of course, not of this proportion, mind you. They're like entire treasuries. Like, whenever they find something, it's not just like a thing, it's a lot of things.
Cluster of things.
Yeah. What makes this so special is that this particular settlement, Caiaphas believes, is a major site. It's not just like some town or some village or even like a small city. Like, this is like an important city. And so he says, you guys will be going south, and you'll be going on an archaeological dig there.
Gotta
So-
get our shovels.
Well, I
I'm
mean,
not very good at digging.
it's a joke. There's not gonna be a lot of digging.
Oh. Maybe they'll dig us.
Right.
Side eye.
Just worried.
In any case, this will be an expedition of sorts. You shouldn't be deterred too much by particularly annoying Brosnov mercenaries. Oh, that does remind me, though. I do have one bit of good news regarding that. My lead out there has happened to turn up a small manifesto regarding a particular airship gone by the name of Wind Eater that has sustained peculiar damages. According to the manifesto, they suffered through a heavy storm of sorts and have no further comments regarding it.
Who'd they run by?
That's a hell of a storm.
Captain Gilbud, or as our friend Roland has told me, he goes by Cheesebeard.
Cheesebeard. Yep.
How endearing.
Call it that.
In any case,
Based on context, I don't think that was a name of endearment.
Very
yeah,
endearing.
I wouldn't want to be called Cheesebeard either. In any case, Cheesebeard's boat is has recently docked there, and yeah, he shouldn't be causing you guys too much trouble. And if he does leave, we'll know about it. But it seems that not even Gilbud or his crew know what the hell hit them. So I guess we've lucked out in that regard.
What the fuck?
Yep.
Right.
That is good.
Well,
I
before
would say so.
set you guys off, is there anything else that you might need?
I do have a question.
Go ahead.
What is our role in this expedition?
Well,
Exactly.
naturally, there would be some kind of particular item or weapon that I would have had identified on your behalf and would have tasked you guys with taking it and retrieving it. However, in this case, given that this is an unopened vault, it could be anything really. In this case, it's whatever you guys find, bring back here, and I'll have to identify it personally.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. If we're lucky enough, we'll find nothing. Or at least nothing of what we're supposed to be looking for. But still.
Still, though.
We're there just in case there is something very dangerous.
Yeah. Better the knowledge of something, better the knowledge of you guys going and collecting something or turning up with nothing than not having anyone sent there at all.
Yeah, we don't want any diggers blowing themselves up because of a doomsday device.
Yeah. No grave robbers or excavators or wannabe bounty hunters coming for long lost loot and happening across something that might, I don't know, raise the sea levels or set entire mountains on fire.
Yeah, that would not be good.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
But no. It's bad news.
Bad news.
Bad news bears.
Why bad news?
I mean, if the mountain's caught on fire, that would be bad news.
Oh. What if the mountain wants to be on fire, though?
And then it's a volcano.
Yeah, just like those pigs.
They wish to be on fire.
They wish to be on fire.
The pigs want this.
Don't mind that they're screaming in pain, but you know they want it.
It screams of joy.
They're having fun!
As they're going, I'm being burned alive. Please help. I've been burning for thousands of years.
Don't let the shrieks fool you. They love it.
Just like Vinny. He loves this.
It was thousands of years, right, hun?
Not even thousands. It was just 1,000 or so.
Thousands, yeah.
Huh?
Don't worry about it. But yeah, anyways.
Worrying about it.
I know this game.
Yep.
Anywho, yeah, if there's anything else you guys want to know or need, you know, Caiaphas is a well of knowledge and is more than happy to divulge anything necessary if he can.
I do have to return his book to him.
Ah, yes. How was the
Mortar
reading?
just gives him the book. He just gives him a like a look. It's like, I'm never going to be asking you for book recommendations again. If they're like this.
It means he loved it.
Oh,
He loved it.
Well, I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, but I figured the writing was, you know, quite enticing.
It was interesting.
Ah, so you did like it.
Murder just like looks at you
It's like,
and just like squints, and
Can I
he
take
just
a
like,
Like,
no,
take a peek at
murder
the-
to murder to die. Like,
No, what
he's
does
just
the
like,
spine? What does
Nope.
the spine on the book
Nope.
say?
No, he's hiding
Yasha,
it.
Yasha is also attempting to peek.
Like, nope.
He'll in fact start. He will even try to attempt a monkey crawl on Mordrin to look at it.
Did you happen to come up with a title name, C, or?
I did not. All I know is about a gnome and a goblin. And it's basically the Shrek storyline.
Oh. Okay.
What is this forbidden book I must know?
I'm sure whatever I'm reading on the spine is very confusing to me. I cannot even begin to fathom what it might be about. It's like, what?
Yeah. It's you know what? It's just gonna be called Shrek.
Shrek.
No.
It's a good book.
Hold
that
on,
title doesn't
hold
say
on.
Anything.
Wait, I have actually. Oh my god. I do have supplements for this.
What
I
about a
could find-
Tyrannosaurus pounded my butt?
No. Ew. Oh my
No,
god.
it's
Okay.
but you're a gnome. Instead of but
You know
you're a
what? Good one.
horse.
And instead of the B-U-T, it's instead of the butt, it's butt. But you're a gnome.
It's
Damn
a
it. The only one I have for my book titles that have at least some sort of thing in it is for a noble love, which that does not unless the gnome and the
Their
goblin
nobility.
are nobility, which I have several questions. Oh, it's to be called the diversity of species.
It's a metaphor.
Yeah.
I think
We'll go with
I like that. The diversity of species, the love story.
Nina's very confused. She has no idea what the title is supposed to be. What?
And he just goes, well, is there anything else from anyone else? If not, we have a cache of items to get.
Lamine, what book is that?
I have no idea.
I'm trying to
I've
think
never
of a
read
great title name for this.
If not, it's gonna be called the diversity of species, the love story.
No. I would like a better name.
Veto.
Yeah,
Let
veto
me
this.
see. What does my book says? Preparations for exotic meats.
Mm,
No. Let's see. What else do I
Oh,
have?
hey, Linda. Linda's lurking. Awesome. Thank you. Thanks for stopping by.
Oh,
Right then.
you came
I
down.
don't know.
Came in at the
hell of a-
right time.
Hell of a time. We're thinking
best
of
time.
a
I like
book
the-
title
but-
for.
I actually like Peter's suggestion, but it's a no.
It's a no, but it's a no.
B-U-T-T,
But it's a gnome.
That's
it's
what
a
with,
no.
what with Luke's fucking take on it.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
a no.
It's yeah, I think
It-
it's
it-
the point
it's-
across while still being vague enough to be like,
What?
you know what you're getting in for, but it's vague enough that to be like, I don't think I want this.
Outside readers are just like, what the hell is that?
There's a book title called Novice Industrialism of the Previous Century, which that's an interesting title.
That's a wordy
that sounds
title.
way off base.
yeah,
Yeah.
it does. But I'm just like, wow, there's something about gnomish over here. Heretical ruminations. Jesus
In any
Christ.
case,
That sounds
the
very
title
difficult.
the title vaguely implies of a romance novel between a goblin and a gnome. Critically acclaimed as a best written story.
But why though?
It just is.
It's the writer is the writer is very famous for their excellent. They're like the Dan Abnett of fucking romance novels.
Oh my god. But yeah, more just like, all right, moving on. Anybody else got anything for Sci-Fifth? Because you know.
I mean, what's
Just
a
saying
romance novel?
these days.
Anything else?
It takes a second for me to like comprehend what he said. Like, wait,
Okay, I guess there's nothing else,
know what
Sci-Fifth.
romance
So we're.
yes,
What?
Yasha, you do understand the concept of
Oh
romance,
my
yes?
God.
Think-
Can
No?
can we have this discussion later and not in front of our pod?
Oh boy.
I mean, you borrowed it from him.
It's true. Also, I might
This is-
need that conversation later too, Lamine.
This is the least. This is the Actually, this is the most qualified boss for this fucking awkward encounter. If there's anybody you can have this strange discussion with, it would be Caiaphas. Hold on one second.
Is just holding a hand to her head, just like cats above.
Maybe I will ask our boss what romance is.
Oh no.
If he's the one that
Okay.
suggested that book, I'd rather you not.
What I
must
miss?
know. Yasha's just like, what it... He's like, maybe I'll ask Cyphus what romance
This is your mother speaking, and she says no.
What's a mother?
Oh god. I don't know. At this point, Mortar might just start leaving. Just like, all right, guys,
We're going!
you go. You have fun with this conversation.
We're leaving!
Yeah.
Lord.
But this is a great distraction for not mentioning that he didn't mention something to the party.
Caiaphas does mention, like, oh, by the way, the sequel's coming out if you liked it.
Oh my god. Just like walking away. Nope.
I'll think of a better title.
Eventually.
What the heck?
Love Gone Green, a tale of an unlikely love story.
Beautiful. You done it, you killed C.
She's dead.
I fucking slew her.
She's gone now. In a better place now. Love Gone Green.
Tale of an unlikely romance story.
And tell me about it.
No, we won't.
I must know.
Oh, would you like to borrow the book?
Do not give him that book.
It's fine.
It's being vetoed.
It's 13 plus. He's old enough for it.
Oh yeah?
It's nothing he won't already know. I hope.
I highly doubt that. Based on the current conversation, I doubt that.
Yeah, I'm just all confused. Like, why are they arguing? Why is this like black magic? Am I not supposed to know?
Mortar is gone. He started this
This is-
conversation. He's not ending it.
This is that magic those Vitten guys were telling you about to stay away from.
Oh no, I knew it.
This is that stuff the Vitten were just like, stay away from this stuff. It's bad.
I understand now. It all makes sense.
Shoeing. Can shoes.
Mortar is
Yash
gone.
away. It's like
Mordred's gone.
Mortar is gone at this point.
Oh,
practically pushing Yash out the door. Like they're leaving.
but
Place is a bad influence. We're out.
he's pushed out. Just but gone.
Nope.
Ah.
Just like, did you want to borrow the book though?
Yeah, and that's
Yo,
when
did
he's
you-
like, "All right, we're going." Pushing
Yo,
Yash
I've got
out.
other novels if you need some light reading for your trip.
Nope, Mortar's gone. Nope, fuck that. Nope. He'll be caught with the fucking fairy tale book. Thank you very much.
That's when. This is the point where Cyphers would hear Alex Jones's voice. Corrupt the child. Destroy them all.
Destroy the child.
Yeah.
These are their
Anything Warren
plans.
is
People.
glad about,
This is what the Rose Knight Order wants.
Mortarin is happy about one
Paladins
thing.
roll by and he's just like, hey, come over here.
Oh, no.
You're a fake and a fraud. Come here. And starts running at them.
The paladins are like, oh shit.
Like-
Oh,
God.
man. Well, if there's one thing Mortarin's happy about, hopefully this conversation has
It's
made specifically Lamine forget about the whole thing that Mortarin had a vision. I didn't tell anybody about it.
For the moment, yeah.
don't
Hell
worry.
yeah.
Don't worry. Yasha will bring it up at a very inopportune moment.
Oh, god damn it.
Perfect.
Good job, Yasha.
He's just like, no, it's just when there's clearly nowhere to run and there's nothing to do. Just so, what vision did you have? And Lamine's like, oh yeah.
Jumps up.
unfortunately for everyone, Mordor doesn't remember, so ha!
True.
Hester's.
Just like, no, I literally don't remember. I literally handed it to Caiaphas. Only Caiaphas knows.
Hands it back to you and gives you the book.
No!
The sequel is out.
Wow,
Nope.
that was fast. They worked fast.
You said the sequel's coming out soon.
I didn't realize when he said soon. I didn't realize the fucking writer was walking to his fucking publisher and getting it squared away right then and there.
They're literally stacking the shelves right as just as we speak. Caiaphas is literally just waiting for his shift to be over so he can go pick up a copy.
Yeah?
We done here? Looks at watch. Good. I need a book. I got a book to grab. Runs off.
Good, I've got some reading I need to do.
Well,
There he go.
yeah,
Here you
well,
go.
time to go off to the south, guys.
Yep.
South.
This is true.
You head south.
Yep.
Is there anything you wish to do to prep, or you just meet with
Nope.
Roland right away?
I've done my prepping in the thing.
I've done my duty to derail the campaign, so I'm good.
Excellent. I'm so glad.
Efficient use of drilling.
Mhm.
Well, in any case, you meet with Roland, who introduces you to the new and improved soldiers. Well, at least the 7 guys who,
Like, thanks for the equipment. Wow, they're not
Yeah.
wearing boots that look like they were eaten by moths.
yeah, some of the lads have gotten slightly less shoddier equipment. The ones that didn't have nicer looking armor, like theirs doesn't look like hand-me-down crap, but rather, nice official leather. And now of all of them have they have tabards, like they're now proper uniformed.
Hey.
Hey!
Look official.
Yep, they look more official. The 7 of them he was able to train up. They still carry the same equipment for the most part. However, Roland kind of gives you a bit of a demonstration, and he's like, check this out, guys, and shows off with a bit of command and drilling that the men are able to kind of almost in an impressive way with crossbows, when you think about it, kind of do a volley fire and
Ooh. Okay.
you just kind of
Claps.
show off that they're definitely.
They're well disciplined and trained now.
Yep. So your unruly mob of crossbowmen are now dressed a little better and a little more ruly.
Looks like we'll make something of them yet.
To defeat the Huns.
Sure. Exasperated. Sure.
Sure. Yeah. Okay, Yasha.
There's some book called Milan.
Oh, hey, pups. Hi. Oh. You okay? Poppy likes to just splay out on her back.
Oh,
Blah.
But yeah.
but does the
That is how
puppy have
That's how doggos reach maximum comfort. They get themselves into flopped positions where you wonder if their spine is okay.
Yeah,
That's how they relax.
That's me with cats in general. Just be like, cat, is your body supposed to do that?
And they're just like, they're shaped like an S, and you're like, okay then.
sometimes I wonder if Poppy even has a spine.
Oh,
It just jellifies.
reminds me of one time when I went to go get lunch and I hit up a Del Taco and Murphy was like napping on my bed and he was just so fucking comfy on it. When I came back and I came back from Del Taco with my food. Usually he likes to chill next to me, but he was just so comfy on the bed, like he literally was
Just
just
like,
turned the other direction, looking at me upside down. I'm just like, really?
that's all he's gonna do.
Have a sneaky for a spine, don't you, pups? Yeah, you do.
A sneaky spine.
Anyways, you're bound for south East, actually. More specifically. Not south. Like, not direct south, but southeast.
Is it the ruin-looking thing on that map?
Yeah, it's the ruins.
Hell yeah.
Yep. In any case, you'll be passing through the old enchanted forest again. The
Hooray.
Figures.
Oh boy, that place.
Yeah, that place.
Oh, I might have to learn Sylvan at some point as a fucking thing.
Yep.
Ugh.
Another thing to add is Roland has also made the preparations of showing that the door is repaired. The coach is fixed up.
Hey, nice.
Yeah. Lady Agnew did a number on the door when she pulled that crest off, but nothing,
Yes, you
nothing, you know,
They buffed right out.
nothing a little fix-up couldn't handle from the
Yeah.
carpenter. It's got space for a crest though, and I was gonna come to you guys since, well, I guess I'm carting you guys around. If you guys want, we can have a crest fixed onto it. You just tell me what you want, and I'll have it ordered.
We don't even have a quest, do we? A crest.
A crest.
We could.
You could. Just remember, as long as it has nothing to do with the boss himself, you know.
Technically, Lemmy probably already had the crest of some sort.
Technically, yes.
We just used that. Lemmy, no, absolutely
No.
not. That is not going on top.
No,
Just put a little
Definitely
thing that says the boyfriend's on it.
The boyfriends.
I hate you.
The boyfriends.
our boyfriends.
It's perfect.
It's perfect. Nah, but
We'll think of it later.
yeah, it's something to consider later. It's an
I have to
option.
ask, have any of you seen Record of the Grand Crest War anime?
I have not.
Okay.
This I have not.
Because there's a character in there that I was gonna... Like, every time you say boyfriends, there's someone that I think of, but
And you're just like, oh,
it's
hold on,
not
get it.
gonna-
It vaguely sounds familiar. I think I know somebody who may have been a fan of that game. Or unless I'm thinking of Record of Argest War. But, yeah,
What about the records of the Holy War?
no. Did the whole
No.
thing have like a line of succession where it's like the main character like got with one of the other characters and then the kid that they have would be the next main character essentially?
I do not know. I've only seen the anime. I've not
Okay.
read... It has novels, and there is a game.
Yeah, I know of a game.
I don't know what the game is like. I've only watched the anime.
Yeah, because that was like the big concept of the game was just like it was like this big epic quest or not so much quest but like this epic battle and stuff, and then like after the end of the battle, the main character pretty much like married off to one of the potential paramours, and then their kid would become the next generation like main character hero dude. I don't know. I only know a bit of the synopsis because of a friend played it, so.
It does sound interesting.
Neat. It's a very neat concept. Anyways, yeah. If nothing else, y'all intend to be on your way?
Yep.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yep.
Have fun.
Thanks. Mortarin always has fun.
Yep.
Always. Look at that smile.
Lamina's gonna start thinking of something to put on the carriage, though. Like, you know what? Might as well.
Yeah.
Could be fun.
Might be fun.
Might be fun.
Yeah.
And it brings back memories for her, I suppose.
Very well. Well, without further ado, you're headed off then.
Yeah.
We're off.
You're off. The knights do kind of flag you down for a moment and kind of question
boy.
you.
Oh, no.
It's like, what business have you here? And before they stop you, Sir Mercier arrives and he's like, going out on another quest, eh?
Have to
As
make
you did,
money.
Yeah.
Well,
Idleness is not really for us.
well, that's the way of the adventure. You seem like fine folks, given the brief time we've spent. Yasha, hope you've been well. Haven't seen you around the city for some time, so.
You as well. Was on a quest.
Oh. Well, I can only hope the best of luck to all of you. He kind of like gives you guys a smile and, sort of waves you off, looks at the guards, and he's like, "Go on, let him off." And then, of
Thank you,
course,
friend.
the guards step back and let you guys go. And he goes, "Oh, one bit of warning. I'd be a little wary traveling the woods at night. The bandits have been active, and we've getting reports of something big roaming around out there.
Bandits.
I've yet to find what's out there though, but it's stirring up the bandits because they've been on the run.
Well, we'll be sure to keep our eyes and ears out.
Indeed strange.
It's definitely kicked the hornet's nest for sure."
Well, thank you
What
for
a-
the warning.
Whatever that may be, that is indeed strange, though.
I hope you don't run into whatever
Order
it
and
is.
adds this list of things I wish I didn't know.
Ah, yes.
The list
The
grows.
list grows.
I gotta be a quick minute.
Okay. Time I will.
Do a little jig.
Exactly. No, I will do a thing, which is I'm gonna pull this picture real quick. Bam, bam, and then
Bam, bam.
come on now.
Come on, England. Score
There we
some
go.
fucking goals.
I just need to do that. Let's get the settings set up. Oh boy, back into the forest y'all go.
Yep. Back to the forest.
Back in we go.
Just wait for Shen to return.
Now it's my turn to talk to Roland, and we say absolutely nothing to each other.
Good talk.
Oh,
Good talk.
good talk.
Uh,
Why good talk when you could do big talk?
Hmm,
Biggie talk.
Piggy talk.
yeah, we'll go some scrim.
Scrim.
From
Combat music of Scrim starts playing. Looks around in panic.
Cannot
What's
fast
happening?
travel when enemies are nearby.
Just spins around panicking like, where?
So you take the similar path, the eastern trail, as you had before when going out to the ruins. For this, I will need just the best survival check. Roland will help you.
Survival.
He'll actually grant advantage to all of you guys, since you guys kind of know the forest a lot better than Roland does.
Survival.
I like how we all know who it is. Oh boy.
10.
10?
I'm back.
It's a 10.
Okay. Was that
Some
with
middling
advantage?
rolls. Yeah, it was.
Oh, shit. Oh, that's
Not so great rolls
shit.
this time.
Yeah, Roland unfortunately is not able to direct too aptly, and the Enchanted Woods rather fickle demeanor strikes yet again and hampers your progress.
Hooray.
Why it do?
Yep, do.
You do.
But as far as anything. Nothing seems to cause you any more trouble other than the fact that you guys are kind of stuck on a path, and it's like you're so much starting to identify that you guys are kind of going in a circle, essentially. Like, despite having gone literally in a straight, maybe curved.
Fine, it feels like a circle.
Yeah, like
Yet
you passed
again.
by the same looking log for the third time, and
It's
you're
like,
just
okay,
like,
we've definitely seen that log before.
Yep.
This log has been here. We've been here. Go ahead and make me another survival with advantage.
God damn, this forest.
Yeah.
Again.
What do we got?
That's a 23?
23. Ooh, okay.
Or rather, well, -3, so 22, yeah.
Oh, okay. 22.
22.
This time Roland is actually able to get out of the loop. You start noticing parts of the forest which don't look like the same things you've been looking at for the past hour. You happen across some mountains. However, you do come across something.
Yeah.
Roland is able to stop before and is caught aware like something is up ahead. And I will bring that up because
Is it our tree friend?
Is it?
Tree friend. Is it the
Was
tree
it-
friend?
Yes, actually.
Hey,
Well-
we're alive.
Maybe not the same tree friend,
Aw.
but you happen
It's
across
Adrian.
you happen across a wandering treant that is just about as you guys are coming around the bend, you see this tree literally striding up onto the road and is like starting to just kind of look like he's sort of squatting down to sit down onto the road. And Roland is like, guys, there's a big fucking tree in the way.
Yes, yes.
Would you believe it if we told you this isn't the first time this has happened to us? Because this is not the first time this has happened to us.
That
I believe
Borderin
you.
starts to get off the carriage and is gonna go over to talk to the tree, even though he can't really talk to the tree.
It worked last time.
It worked last time.
Roll me diplomacy.
You still have those,
Or
that
persuasion.
list of, Sylvan things that,
Oh yeah, that's true.
And you still have the
book.
notes.
Still have the notes being like, okay, well, oh, well, what is it? There's no diplomacy, Peter.
it's
Persuasion.
persuasion.
Persuasion. Yeah,
Diplomacy, same thing.
Sorry.
No.
Old rules.
It's a 4.
A 4?
Wah.
A
Whoa.
4.
Did you roll with advantage?
Oh no, I didn't.
Well, again? 12. That's
12.
much better.
That's better.
Much better. This is not the same Trent, unfortunately. And as you kind of introduce yourself, it kind of looks a little puzzled at you, and promptly sort of sits down in its place and just settles. And
Okay, he's not moving
he's just
then.
like, hello, go away. Pretty much is the idea that you're getting from him.
Oh. Is there any way we can pass? You? we need to go behind you.
The Trant doesn't seem to really respond as he's trying to pretend to be a tree. He's trying very hard, as you can tell. But given that you've already kind of talked to him, he's like, also like, please go away, I'm trying to be a tree here.
Yasha offers up berries again. Just
Berries.
comes over. He pulls out a small offering of woodland fruits again.
I'll let you
Much like-
guys, I'll let you guys take another crack at an advantaged persuasion with the berries.
It's the same roll, 12.
Oh.
Oh, cares not to prepare you?
Mortar is just like, why is Lamine trying to do this? Why am I? Why? Wait, no, because I took initiative.
Also, because Lamine don't know Sylvan.
None of
I
you
don't
guys
either.
do. You're using a translator, which
Yeah.
is, you know, a bunch of written notes. The Trent speaks up and he says, in common this time, he says, you know, little northerlings, not from these woods, go elsewhere, go round. And he points to a path off of the road. It's obviously, you know, through some foliage, but you can see sort of a clearing from in the direction where his branches sort of points. It'll be rough and bumpy, but you know, he's pretty much telling you can take the long way, or you can go away.
Well,
long way's better than no way.
yep. So Morton just goes, okay, well, looks at Roland. We're going the long way.
Kind of like looks at you guys, looks at the tree, and he's just like, "You've got to be fucking kidding me."
We're not going to fight the tree.
You might call friends.
Okay. I don't know how
That
well
would
this
be
cart will
unfortunate.
handle, but let's just hope we don't have to send it back in the shop again.
We will let tree friend be.
The tree, after that, just, you know, kind of hums
It's a tree.
himself quietly to sleep and is a tree on the road now.
Hooray.
Back to tree.
Yep.
The tree.
Roland will
We
now
take
be.
the long-
Roland will now attempt to maneuver through this bumpy path since it's not a actual road anymore.
But Yasha will try to help him as best as he can, since
Please
know,
do.
I don't know how I would assist him, but yeah, he tries to assist.
Make a survival check, and if you roll high
Okay.
enough, I'll just say you negate his disadvantage.
So 15.
All right, that's good because his disadvantage was gonna fuck you guys over. So, all right. Roland is able to direct you guys, or well, you're able to direct Roland through this uneven terrain. The woods almost seem to, at a point, start to warp and move around you guys as if it's kind of trying to get out of the way. But of course, it's still on rough ground. However, you
All
guys
the woods are being
seem...
nice to us because we're nice to the tree man.
It's more like it doesn't want to get run over by the cart, but yeah.
Like, oh fuck!
I'm like, oh god, this thing, they took it off road, the madmen.
Look, the tree person didn't want to be disturbed and we couldn't ask it to move, so we went around, just like the tree friend wanted. Because he's tree friend.
It's true.
Mortar's probably one of the only elves that doesn't fucking know something.
It's fine.
Amazing.
Even if I think even his brother knows Sylvan. He does not. Hold on, let me check Maddox. Yeah, Maddox knows Sylvan.
Nice.
Mortar is just like, nope, I don't know Sylvan.
Nope.
He knows something very interesting though, but that will probably come later. Once Lamine realizes what that language is, she's just going to look at him, just being like,
Hold on. I'm just... Here we go. Okay. Let's see.
I can't see. Ah!
ah.
Oh, whoops, that's not it.
Is it?
Are you sure?
Could be.
Maybe.
Maybe than you think.
I'm just looking at something.
No problem.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. You continue through and make your way through a small clearing where you kind of see small, like, slow blinking lights, essentially, in the distance, of various colors of gold and blue and red. As you enter this grove, the lights seem to almost react and kind of like move towards you guys, and sort of like follows your carts around. And Roland is kind of looking a little uneased by this.
He's a little uneasy.
Yep. And
Yep.
yeah, he's kind of like, I don't think forests are supposed to be doing this, guys.
This forest does a lot of things that they're not supposed to.
This forest is alive.
That is true.
I don't know if Lamine would know anything about this in particular, though. I think it would be a good idea to see if somebody knows what is like going on here, though.
I can try to figure out what the hell the thing is that's following us. That'll be. Well, I guess I'm gonna try to figure out what this thing is that's following us.
Go for it.
Yasha
What would
just
that be,
sits.
boss?
Yasha just sits on
You're
top
gonna
of the
try
cart,
and
keeping an
try
eye
and
out.
understand what it is.
Yeah.
I guess a knowledge nature check,
Nature, got it.
since it's in
Nature.
the woods. I would say since it's something in the forest.
At least I'm rolling with the numbers. It's a nice number.
It's a solid 8.
It's a solid 8 though, but at least it's a nice number.
Well, you're not too certain, but at what it might be, and you're not able to really discern from the distance. They're kind of keeping a fair distance from you, but they are sort of following you around these lights. And you are only to really determine that these are some sort of fey creature.
Well, that makes sense. It's the Fey Woods.
Yeah, this is a forest full of fey shit.
Well, let's just start attacking us or something. Just
Yeah.
leave them.
You do hear from the direction of where these lights are coming from as they dart around, almost like a fly-like motion. They kind of hold a certain place in the air and then suddenly dart higher or lower. But the lights sort of blinks very softly and slowly. But
Strange lights.
Yep. You do hear something from the direction of these lights.
What is the sound?
Roll me perception.
Alright.
Perception.
11. My rolls are getting a little higher, guys.
Excellent.
They're working.
It's good enough. You're not able to catch too much, but you are able to catch some bit of it sounds like almost like a whisper-like conversation, in Sylvan no less, followed by very not quite sinister but mischievous like snickering.
Why do I have a feeling the player, would know what these are? But I'm not gonna metacommit.
But yeah, these creatures are definitely like you can hear like snickering and almost like laughter. Let's see.
would my character know? Have a semblance of what fey creatures might enjoy eating or eating? Enjoy
People.
Yeah,
Not all of them.
and
people.
well,
These are little tiny for people to be
Little
to munch on
small.
people.
Have you seen the tooth fairies in Hellboy?
They're a little different.
You see a cloud of lights just fly over to one of your one of your elite trained guards and just skeletize them like a fascinating parrot swarm.
yeah.
Kira,
Oh,
wicked
Mortar is
luring
just
voice
gonna sign,
Oh.
just like if they try something.
Counter with Pasadena parrots.
Oh
Actually-
no!
It's just
I mean,
it's a storm fight.
Technically, it would be anything but bones in that case. Or every... No, that phrase that weird. Only bones would be gone. It was the tooth fairies.
They hunger.
Just like,
For bone.
oh well, we're gonna be messed with one way or the other, probably.
Yeah.
Just expect it. Just
Um,
expect it, guys. Gonna be messed with.
As
Not
you
much we can do about it.
as you give warning, the cart suddenly just sort of stops to like a very like crashing halt, and the horses aren't like they aren't frightened, but they are. You can hear them like not kind of get disgruntled, essentially.
Poke my head out the window.
Roland is unconscious.
Oh my...
Morden just sighs. Just goes out of the cart, looks at the lights, and say, "What do you want?"
Piss off! I'm gonna climb up and start getting
I'm gonna.
back awake.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Yasha scampers over and helps. You know. Roland not be catatonic.
Yeah. Morden will just basically be like, essentially try to keep, the rest of them in here, because if anything happens to him, he's an elf, and he's hoping that whatever they can pull on him is not gonna work as well as if it was on like Lamine or Yasha. So, yeah, just climbs out, looks at the light, going, "Okay, what do you want?"
Make a perception check.
Nice.
It's not a good night for rolls, unfortunately.
Thankfully, this thing is making itself it's getting itself close enough to where a roll even as poor as that is enough to pass. You needed a 5.
Oh,
So,
nice.
just anything but a 1. As one of the lights approaches and gets closer to you, and you're able to see the small shape of a fey-like creature. Let's see, what's a good way to describe it? They don't really have a good way of describing this in this fucking thing, but it's a tiny little creature with it almost looks like a teeny little like elvish like creature with dragonfly wings on its back, as it zips towards you and sort of stops just short of you, reaching out a hand like as if to try and touch your face or forehead.
Morden just kind of glares at it as it reaches for his face.
Like, don't do it.
Like, don't do it. Is it gonna do it?
It's going out there. It's just like it says something to you in Sylvan, but you're not able to really discern what it is, what it's saying.
Let's see. Let's see how startled it would be, because I think hold on.
Pull out my shotgun.
You can also see in its hands there's a teeny little bow, like a little toothpick-sized bow.
So the creature is going to hear Mortarin's voice in its mind, and it just says, "Don't you dare." I'm curious on its reaction to that, if anything at all, because Mortarin doesn't, basically, nobody hears anything, but this creature clearly hears a voice telling him, "Don't you dare."
Is this in his mind or in a?
Yes.
So it would be in a language he'd understand, yeah.
Yeah. So it doesn't
Or-
technically have to be, but
Okay, but-
it'll be in common.
I was
Okay.
gonna say, do they understand common?
It does.
Yeah.
It does. I was just curious. if it needed to, if there was any specifics regarding it. It does understand what you say. Is this would this be a persuasion or intimidate?
Ooh.
Doesn't really sound like you're using graciousness to get your way.
Yeah, I would say more intimidation.
Make me an
This is a
intimidation with
no.
advantage.
With advantage. Okay, good. 14.
Hooray!
All right. Okay. You were able to at least stop it from doing what it's doing, and it kind of gives a very like startled, but also very like, you know, how dare you kind of like look. And
Yep.
it kind of almost not quite snarls at you, but it kind of gives you like a very like upset
It doesn't
tone,
like
and it's
it doesn't like that it just stopped it.
yeah, and it looks at you and it says like it speaks in Elvish at you, and it curses at you, and it says, "What are you doing in our lands?"
He will respond in Elvish and just says we are just passing through.
That's the language I can.
There was a treant in our way, and we did not want to harm it.
Roll persuasion. It tells you are not welcome here. You're not welcome bringing these non-woodlanders.
Well, one of them's actually from the woods, but you know.
Not rolling.
One of them is more of a wood child than the elf, I think.
Yeah.
He ain't from these forests.
But yeah,
Ain't from around these parts.
But anyways, what'd you roll?
17.
17. Ooh, nice.
17.
17.
It glares at you, but it looks over and it says, keep the impure ones away from our green, and stay off our lands. This is your warning. And
Mortar
then,
just nods.
and then it
Green.
zips away, and then you can see its luminescent light sort of flutter away into the upper areas of the forest. The other lights sort of slowly follow after it, and you can hear like mischievous snickering once more as the lights sort of turn and fly into the upper areas, and the lights are just hanging out up there, but they don't get any closer than the 50 feet in the air that they're just sort of drifting around in circles.
Yeah, well, hopefully we're not going deeper into their land. We probably are, but that's alright because, oh well. Mordrin just kind of goes back into the car and just like, is rolling up yet?
I mean, we said we're leaving these lands, as in, you know, we didn't really specify how we're leaving, to be fair.
Yep. You're leaving that way. Hopefully that way it's not more of their lands.
It doesn't take much to waken Roland up, and when he does, he notices there's like a tiny little pinprick arrow stuck in his shoulder right where his plate doesn't cover.
No.
And he's like, son of a bitch. And he like pulls this toothpick-sized arrow out from him and flicks it off.
Nope. Well, with that, Mordrin is going to stay with Roland just in case that shit happens again. And he just says, well, please continue. By the way, I'm assuming nobody else here can understand Elvish, so nobody has any idea what their conversation was.
I do.
I know. We both know it then.
Oh, damn.
Elvish, or as my other DM friend would tell me regularly, the fictional Spanish.
Pretty much.
Oh, so they all know that they called you guys impure.
Yep.
Yep.
I mean,
Also, good to know. Good to know that Mordrin cannot backtalk you guys in Elvish.
Nope.
Actually, you don't know that either, because none of us has spoken Elvish.
This
This
is
is true.
This is Mordrin assuming we don't know Elvish.
That's true.
Lamine didn't speak up just because she can't be ours to care. She's
Oh.
really
True.
just
So
like,
he is under the assumption that you guys don't understand Elvish.
Joshua is more worried about
wasn't sprites are
Being
talking
asshole.
shit about us. What else is new?
Yeah, what else is new? Alright, keep going. Just be like, well, Roland, if that happens again. We got conversations to be done.
It's like, right. I don't know what exactly happened, but I guess whatever they stuck me with knocked me out.
Annoying as always.
It's a brief respite, or takes a brief while, but after that the cart is back on the quote-unquote road of sorts. The trees continue parting ways. Roll me one more survival check.
Survival check. 8-10.
Okay.
Wait, with advantage or no?
Nah, this is to give Roland advantage.
Ah, okay, got it.
Cool.
10.
So, after a while, the forest seems to almost kind of direct you guys, and eventually you find yourselves back on a path. Hopefully in the right direction.
Back on the war path.
Yep.
Find out.
You continue down this road for roughly an hour. There'll be one last survival check for this to make sure you don't get caught in any more loops.
Loop hero though.
Loop hero. Yeah, you don't want to be a stoy loop in here.
17.
17?
D&D loop.
Alrighty.
Oh,
With that, that's enough to push you guys through and out towards the southern edge of the forest. And, oops. You make it to the other side. You see a clearing up ahead, and from there, you see rolling hills. And in the distance, you see a few small trees, but you see just ahead, essentially an old burnt out remains of a town, made of stone and clay. And you see a collection of tents outside this town of various colors, most of them waving Valvadiri's flag. It looks like this is some of the other it's friendly faces essentially. So you're greeted
civilization.
Yep. You reach what is a big old campsite essentially. It's almost like not quite a shanty town, but it's a setup town of tents.
Right.
It's a tent village.
It's a tent.
Yeah, it's a bunch of collection of tents. Yeah, it's a tent town.
Hooray.
And
I didn't know we wound up in LA.
Yeah.
I'm just
One of the men in rags approaches you and asks you for some change. Anyways.
Oh no. Oh no.
No, a guard waves you guys down. He's just like, "Where are you guys from?"
Oh,
Do we
crap.
have occurred to me personally, what's like
A passport of sorts?
now? Do we have like a usual cover? I guess. Like, is it okay to say that we're like adventurers working for the mages?
Not so
Is that
much
a-
the mages, but yes for the adventurers. You know that Caiaphas wants nothing to come back to him, so
Okay.
that is the one caveat. Whatever your cover is, it doesn't come back to him.
If you want, we could just go as we're a bunch of mercenaries. But then again, that probably
We'll
wouldn't
go as
work.
the boyfriends.
Oh my god. It probably wouldn't work too well being in this area, being like, oh yeah, we're a bunch of grave robbers.
We're here because I want to be here. They're here because all my boyfriends.
Yep.
God damn it.
That would be so wild of a thing that they would just kind of like look at you and go, well, okay. It's just such a wild thing. They'll just kind of like,
That moment when the running gag
Uh,
actually becomes real.
I don't know if this should be a deception or persuasion check. I guess it's
I don't know either.
dealer's
I guess
choice,
it's
I
both.
guess.
Honestly, I'm kind of like, I want to see where this goes. It's not going to be the change won't act. The change will be that we're also
Where?
like we're also, or rather, Lamina's also interested in the ruins, I guess. And yeah, these are all my boyfriends.
Are we really gonna do this?
I kind of want to.
Oh god.
Roll me deception. I'll give you
Oh,
advantage
God.
for this because of how
No!
dumb this is.
No!
And the guard is just like, what the fuck?
No! If you get a nat 20, I'm going to leave. Oh.
It was if it was a nat 20, it's preordained.
It is an 18.
It is an 18. The guard gives you an uncomfortable look. The one of just like very like I have no idea how to respond to this.
Good.
He has a very lost look as you give him this very this
This strange
this
information he didn't
bizarre
want anymore.
answer, one of which makes him very regretful for coming out and questioning you. However, his duty
Demands it.
demands that he does this with everyone. Despite this moment of crisis that you've given this man, he assesses that you guys don't seem to be any trouble, and asks that you don't cause any trouble, and lets you into the tent city, directing you where you could park your carriage.
Where does Lamina look? Like,
What?
he can't
Josh,
even.
You okay?
I think this is the first time Mordred's like attempted to speak, but it's absolutely speechless at what Lamina just done. And then
She's definitely smirking, by the way. She's finding this fucking hilarious.
Yasha tugs on on Mordorin's like robe and is like, Mordorin, what's a boyfriend?
Oh boy.
Of course, once the guard is out of earshot, of course, you know. But it's just like curiosity. Just what's a boyfriend?
Mordred just looks at Roland. Roland, do you happen to keep any alcohol on you?
Roland is
Time
just
I'll
like laughing right now, but he's trying not to laugh too loud. Like, I can't believe you fucking said that.
I can't believe this shit. I can't believe it worked.
I can't believe it worked. Holy shit.
Well, if anything, now no one's gonna question it because they'll be like, "Who's that?" Oh, it's a person with like 8 boyfriends. And they'll just like, okay. You know what? It's not my job to question them, please.
This is actually especially hilarious for another reason. See, unfortunately, talking to Roland reminded Lamina of all the shenanigans that she would pull. And she's like, you know what? I'm in the mood for it.
Mood to cause
Oh,
trouble.
no.
Yeah.
I'm so glad.
Today I will cause problems on purpose.
And Mordred is the only one mortified right now at this. Everyone
Yasha's
else
just
is laughing.
confused.
Yasha's confused, asking Mordred about what her boyfriends. They're just like, I need a drink, like now. Mordred has not touched alcohol this entire campaign, but right now he needs it.
Imagine if Mordorin's brother was here hearing this shit.
Mordred would be like, I need more alcohol than you have right now.
How much do you need?
Ever
All of it.
wanted to see an elf sleep? You're about to.
Forced meditation. The Yoshi P laughter.
But no,
Nightmare.
seriously, does Roland have
don't
any
think I've
alcohol
ever-
on him?
Mordred is like, I don't think I've ever actually been asleep my entire life, but I'm about to try.
About to
Yeah,
find out.
Does Roland keep any alcohol on him?
He has a boot flask.
Do you mind?
He gives it to you. He's just like,
You look like you could use this.
you're just like, Roland, do you have a drink? Are you thirsty? Yes.
Yes.
Reaches in and gives a boot flask, kind of being like, bet you were asking for water. And just watches like, oh, I guess you've actually wanted
Chugs.
alcohol.
Yeah, and Mordred will just open it up and literally down it.
Shrug.
Like, I don't even know what's in it, but it's gone now.
Shrug.
Yep, and he'll probably go into forced meditation because, yeah, he's not conscious anymore.
Wow.
Oh.
Depending on how strong it is. That is.
It's
Don't get drunk
it's
on the job.
swill.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Mordred just is disappointed.
It's
buzzed,
swill.
but-
You get a buzz from it, and
I
he's
take
just
the
like,
edge off
wow,
of it,
okay.
It's because the Ungi will drink anything.
think you would drink anything.
He just looks at Lamine and just like, oh my god, how many more of these tricks do you have up your sleeve?
I'm so glad that you guys went ahead with picking the name Boyfriends as the mercenary group.
Yeah. At least this time.
Oh, I can pull out more if you want.
Mordrin just looks at you, especially mortified.
She's up for it. Straight up
Mortarin.
cat now.
Mortarin, as in mortifiederin.
I would prefer you not to.
She just smirks at you.
He just glares.
If Yasha knew the concept, he'd be like, why is mom and dad fighting again? If he knew the concept, now he's just confused. It's like, I don't get it.
Oh no, Mordrin has alcohol in him.
Not a lot.
Yeah, not
Dad-
a lot, but Mordrin's also, he's definitely a lightweight. So.
Oh.
Dad's drinking again. Oh no.
Alright, Shen, high or low?
Low.
Ooh, that's in the middle.
Dead center.
I'll leave it up to DM's choice. DM, do you want me to be chaotic or not?
10 is not helpful.
It is not helpful. However, in times of these, I rule 10 as low.
Oh.
We're going old
Alright,
school.
then-
11 is high, 10 is low.
Okay, then I'll leave it up to Lamine. Do you want chaos or not?
I mean, apparently it's low, so it's.
Whatever low
Wait,
was.
why is it? Yeah, I don't know what low is for, but it's low. So.
It basically gives the choice over to you. Do you want chaos or not?
Sure?
Oh
I mean,
god.
we're already-
We're already
already-
here.
Chaos has arrived.
Chaos is strong.
Mordor just kind of shrugs. He just kind of smirks back at Lamine and just says, well, you made up a story about the boyfriends, huh?
I don't get it. What are they doing?
Yes?
He just kind of pushes his face just a little close, just a little bit uncomfortably close, and just says, want to show the camp about it?
Yasha's gonna be asking
Alright,
Roland
she's
what a
back.
boyfriend at this point.
You
We'll tell
You
you
did it.
later, kiddo.
didn't see Lamine cackling now.
Are
Like,
they gonna
full-on
fight? I don't get it. I don't get it.
That's fine.
Mordor has enough sense to just like pull away and just start laughing himself. And this is the first time Yasha and Poverty comes back, that they've heard him laugh.
That's true. He's not being moody and sullen.
I'm scared. Mortarin's not himself. Did the Fae get him?
For Yasha just confused,
Sure.
everyone's cackling.
Sure.
Sure.
Sure, Roland's having a fucking grand time. Like, oh shit.
He's like, sure.
Shit, whatever you want.
Yeah.
What do you say, kid?
Say, sure thing, kid. Don't worry yourself too much about it.
Puzzled. I don't get it.
I don't
Huh?
get it.
At least Mordor is having a great time. Apparently with Lamine too.
You're so silly.
Well,
Pop
you
your
arrive at
goof.
the tent city, and
Lick.
you do park up, and you're sort of greeted by some of the other by a mage, donning similar robes of some of the mages from the Archmage's Tower. He's just like, you've arrived. I hope the guards weren't too much trouble.
Oh,
Now we got by just fine.
With the expedition team, I suppose nobody knows that you guys are here, yes?
Nope.
Perfect then. I'll be able to brief you first thing in the morning. For now, let us rest and relax. And he kind of looks over at Mordor and he's just like, I guess those Fey Woods have done a number on you guys, haven't they? And Roland is like, in a manner of speaking. So, the mage is just like, well, sadly that's not much we could do about that in this time. Hopefully the return trip won't be as troublesome. Anyways,
One can hope.
we'll get to talking in the morning. For now, just, kick up your boots and relax for a bit. We have a lot to explore here, and there's a lot of talking a lot of things we'll be discussing, and better it be on a ready mind and a full stomach than an empty one,
Yep.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Sounds Gucci.
Excellent.
Problem here.
So, the mage introduces himself, and he kind of lets you guys know, like, we've got some tents, and we've got, like, a little spot for you guys, so you guys can sort of relax and park up, and you guys have one big tent that the four of you, including Poverty, kind of share, with some,
Alright.
like, within the tents, there's, like, dividers, like, little divider screens and stuff, so you have enough privacy. For privacy.
Okay.
I can't sleep on top of a tent.
No, you go in the tent.
Oh.
You want a bath?
Okay, yeah, sure. It won't. Tent won't
Okay.
bite.
There's no bats out here.
You want to bet?
Scampers off.
Runs away. Okay. Let's go to the settlement then.
So yeah. You're brought into a pretty plain tent. As I mentioned, it's a large tent. It's a bit decorated on the inside. Ugh, hiccups are back.
The
Sorry.
vengeance.
No. You're able to, you're able to basically set up, and it's not quite as comfy as the Golden Home. I mean, few things
It's kinda
are.
hard. Yeah.
Few things are as comfy as the Golden Home, but it's enough to, get a good night's rest. And on the morning of, you will be briefed. However, for this week, I'm going to cap off for now.
What now?
Yeah, as y'all kind of blaze through the fucking forest a lot faster than I had anticipated, as per usual. But
Yeah.
We're efficient when we want to be, and inefficient when we are.
it's
D&D in a nutshell.
It works well sometimes.
Yeah. I do have to remember that the painting that Morden probably finished, because I think he finishes one a week, something
Yeah.
like that. I think we agreed on that. Yeah,
Yep.
I have to remember to give that to Lamine at some point.
Ah, that
Remind
reminds me. Roll me a perception check, Mordrin.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
boy. 23!
Excellent. You have no trouble with this. As you unpack your things, amongst your supplies, you find another book. And then on the inside cover, there's a little note from Syphus saying, I figured you weren't too crazy on this, so I've given you a second recommendation. Hope it's good reading for the trip.
Oh boy.
It's another
He
romance
looks
novel.
at the... Oh my god.
It's not of a gnome or goblin.
Nothing too
Sigh.
drastic.
Especially that he's like, not tipsy. Little buzzed. It's like,
Used.
Same author
Why?
though.
Used.
Same author though.
you just hear Mordrin complaining in his divider. Why?
I mean, you still have not told me what romance is.
Mordrin peeks out from his divider, interested in learning too.
I must know.
After reading a book about a gnome and a goblin, I think you'd know a little bit, Mordrin.
Yeah, a little bit. But also it's a gnome and a goblin, and also it's a fictional story. Mordrin
But it's a
realizes
really
there's probably
well-
truth in it.
It's a really good story though. Really well written.
Yeah? But still. It'd just be like, okay, Lamine, teach us.
Why am I teaching you?
Mordrin just kind of like, you know what, since he is light, a little lightly drunk, he probably would be like, well, for the past pretty much all my life, I've pushed away pretty much everyone except for you guys, so I don't really have a concept of any of that.
Blinks.
Yeah,
Like, that is not what I was expecting, but okay.
and obviously I'm not going to romance my own family.
I would really rather hope not.
Sweet home Alabama.
Nope.
Alabama.
Alabama.
Yeah. Mordred's gonna regret that one later, but that's okay.
I'm sure. Well,
But Yasha's genuinely curious. Just
You
what
mean-
is this?
we'll explain to them everything involving romance. Although for her, it's probably more like courtly romance, because that's what her experience is with.
Mordred's taking notes.
A lot of, oh my god, lots of ballroom dancing and chivalry and such.
Oh god, all that. Yasha, you definitely draw
Yeah.
the kind of response from Yasha. It's just like that seems like a lot of work.
Meanwhile, Roland
Sounds
is
about
like,
right.
Meanwhile, Roland is
a
like,
lot of
no,
work."
none of that stuffed shirt crap. You know, we want to know what romance is.
Oh
Romance is 10 gold at the street corner on the downtown of Brosnov.
Mordred just looks at Mordred just looks at Roland and he just goes, "No, that's what my brother does." Oh, that's not romance. That's what my brother does.
Lamine is dying right now. Her soul is being slowly crushed.
Crushed.
No. Why? Roland, no.
That's when Yasha gets to the response like, "Oh, I know what you mean. I fall in love with those bread bowls too."
both face both of her hands now.
You guys are the most dysfunctional fucking party members I've ever seen. And it's great.
Oh yeah, and it's great. Mordred's having a blast.
Lamine has to function for 3 people. God damn it.
Function.
Mordred was functioning, and then he stopped.
And then that went out the window.
Yep.
Yasha functions just
He's
very
built different.
socially ignorant. He
He's-
built different.
He's built different.
Yep. Oh, this would be a good time to be like, "Oh yeah, what about that vision, Mordred?"
Yeah, Yasha will bring that up after the conversation about the romance dies down a little.
Yeah.
Just like, oh yeah,
Hey, so what was that vision all about?
just fuck.
Like Mordred just like, you know what? I don't remember. Oh well.
Lamine doesn't even care enough at the moment. He's so done. Like, I'm going to sleep.
But wait, what does boyfriends have to do with romance?
Another night. Intro. Go to sleep.
He doesn't fully understand. But he's like, okay, it's a lot of work.
Yay. I do have to remember to give Levine that fucking painting at some point. That's something else I gotta put in my notes. Unless you want me to give it to her before we leave, so we don't have to remember.
I'm okay with
Before
that.
we left.
But then that's kind of like, yeah, I'd rather wait. That's gonna
Alright.
get tricky.
Yeah, so okay. So I have to put Lamine, give her the damn painting.
I feel like that'll also be a lot more amusing after all of this.
After all this.
Thank God Mordred will choose to just stay in his tent rather than like go out.
Oh, we're
Because
all in the same
He
tent,
knows.
So,
He knows not to go venturing out when he's like this.
oh, I see.
Yasha, on the other hand.
Yeah, that's to be expected, I think. Wild child.
Can't be helped. You might fall asleep in some tall hedges somewhere.
M-
See?
Gotta go look for him in the morning.
Oh man.
He's a neat little ball inside a bush.
But yeah, I know it wasn't too much for this session, but I figured after 2 sessions of ceaseless combat,
It's
We got the boyfriends worked up.
you got the boyfriends. It's a good session all the same, and with all that happened.
a good cooldown
Yeah.
session. With that, I'm gonna conclude the stream here for now, and
Yeah.
well, thank you so much for tuning in and watching. Thank you for checking out the VOD afterwards, and have a good night.